And thank you, Jack, for that update there. What is up, everyone? It's the top of the hour here on 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And you know what that means? You know what that means, right?
Yeah.
It's time to kick the tires and light the fires, Big Daddy. It's time for the Digital Dash. I am your host, Javier Reyes, and for the next 3 hours, I'm going to be talking to you about all the stories, the impressions, the unabashed opinions, the little idiosyncrasies that exist out there in the world of pop culture. And sometimes featuring only, and I mean only, Trevor.
The most illustrious guest.
Only the most illustrious of guests. Today on the show, we're going to go through a lot of news that, happened the last week. My ADJs are here, Mr. Jack Bartek, who you just heard before, and Trevor. I'm going to go through a bunch of news, of course, that happened, recap it, look to the week ahead. Then my friend Robert O'Connor, the entertainment editor here at the Montclairian newspaper, he's going to stop by to talk about the Netflix original series Maniac. And also, we're going to talk about some of the things we're looking forward to for the rest of 2018 in terms of pop culture. And that could be anything. And I have a whole list of things I'm looking forward to, so that'll be a lot of fun. And then lastly, towards, the waning hours of the show. A while ago, I told Jack and Trevor, my ADJs, that I'd be interrogating them. And I did, ruthlessly. They barely survived, actually. It was like the ending of Logan. That's what they looked like. You know what I mean? They were just crawling and bleeding everywhere. It was crazy, really. And now I'm giving them I'm giving them the chance for redemption. I'm giving them the chance to strike back. I just told them, you can interrogate. You can ask me any question you want. Anything. And I'll answer it. Because that's what I do here. I raise the stakes, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we do here on the Digital Dash.
I have a question.
What's that?
Do you memorize that whole intro, or
No,
do you have it
it's
written down?
down.
I was
It's
gonna
written
say, because I looked up at one point and you were just looking straight at Trevor, and I was like,
Oh, no.
"There's no way he remembered."
I do that whenever I asked him what kind of guess. That's what I do, and then I just stare at him
Yeah.
because he loves it. But yeah, before all of that, of course, we're gonna take a quick break though, and when we get back, we're gonna go through the said news in the form of the opening dash. You listen to 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair, everyone. Stay tuned. It's gonna be a fun 3 hours. Everybody, you listen to 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. I'm being joined, me of course, being Javier Reyes, the host of the Digital Dash, being joined by my two assistant DJs, Mr. Trevor Joya.
Hello.
And Mr. Jack Bartek.
How's it going?
It's going great. It's going great, everybody. For some of us, it's going better. It's been a crazy week. Let me tell you. The past
It's been a fun week.
24, 36. No. Let's just say like the past week or so. I was trying to be smart and like do hours, but
It's been,
I don't know,
it's
108
been,
maybe? Is that it?
It's been a fun weekend for me.
It's been a fun weekend for you, for me, for Jack, everybody. It's been great.
144 hours would be 6 days.
Okay, 144 hours. Thank you.
I think.
You think? Or do
12
you know?
times 12. Oh no, I'm definitely wrong on that.
12
12
times
times
12
12
is
is 144.
It is? It's 144.
Yeah.
What's 120? Man,
Ladies
why are
and
we even getting
gentlemen,
into this?
ladies and gentlemen, we're doing math on the
I'm not a
radio.
math major. I just like to put that out there.
Yeah, I feel like nobody is. We're all like terrible. Anyway, you guys ready to get into the movie news / TV news?
Mm.
All right, let's do it. So right off the gate, you got to start. We don't have to start, but we're going to start this time with some bad news. Steven Hillenburg, as everybody knows, the creator of SpongeBob, passed away this past week. As Trevor just did a salute. I just saw that. That was great. Really warmed my heart. Reading from CBS News. Steven Hillenburg, the creator of the hit Nickelodeon show SpongeBob SquarePants, has died, the network announced on Tuesday. He was 57. Hillenburg died following a battle with ALS, also known as Lou Gehrig's disease. In March, he announced he had been diagnosed with a neurodegenerative disease. He was born in Lawton, Oklahoma in 1961. He started all this stuff with like trying to be a teacher and, create these like biology characters and stuff like that. And, it's what does SpongeBob mean to you guys?
Sorry.
You guys good?
SpongeBob means it was fun. It's one of those few shows that I kind of watched, but it was very fun. The older seasons were really funny, and it got more interesting as time went on.
Mm-hmm.
SpongeBob was literally my childhood.
Yeah, man.
Like, to this day, me and my best friend will still quote SpongeBob almost every time we see each other. It was just one of those shows where it was timeless. Like, I could still sit down and watch it right now and laugh as much as I did when I was like 7.
I just like, for me, my favorite episode is the chocolate episode where they sell chocolate.
I think
and
I
it's
know.
like, and
Oh,
it's
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
and it's like, I haven't had chocolate in 60 years,
yeah.
and it's like, chocolate.
Yeah, that one's
Chocolate.
good. I mean, the best episode of SpongeBob, of course, is Band Geeks. And I don't know if you guys heard. I don't know if you guys probably heard the petition because Mario was just talking about it
I didn't hear about that until now.
until now. It's
Yeah.
really cool. They basically want to play the Sweet Victory song that they play in Band Geeks. Band Geeks, of course, my take is that I view it as the end, the last episode of SpongeBob. It's always been one of my theories. I know that it doesn't have a chronological order, but if it did, I always felt like that was the last one because it ends so climactically, and it's the only one where Squidward wins. You know? So that's why I always viewed it as like this finale. You know what I mean?
The
of
best-
SpongeBob.
Yeah.
The best part of that episode is when they're all playing so poorly, and he just walks out and he's like, "That's it. This is my only chance at happiness."
Yeah.
And you
Is-
took it.
Is
ruined
mayonnaise
it.
Is mayonnaise an instrument?
Is mayonnaise
An
an
instrument?
instrument? I also like the kicking. I want to do some kicking, and then he kicks Sandy, and then they're why you, and then they fight. And my favorite part is the delay. They're outside, and all you hear is then a silence, and then he walks back in. You know what I mean?
And then-
the silence is what gets me. That you can't see what happens. And
They-
his like head is in the horn or the trumpet or whatever.
They do that march, and
yeah.
it's like they have the people with the flags in the front, and they
twirlers, keep
fly
those
away.
flags twirling. Dun, dun, dun. It's just that show really is hilarious, and people don't realize all the time. Like it is a kid show, but man, is it funny, man! It's not entirely a kid show. It is, but it's not entirely.
For me, it's just I laugh at a lot of the episodes. I didn't grow up with it exactly, but it's weird.
It's great, man. It's a classic. So yeah, R.I.P. Steven Hillenburg, an icon for creating SpongeBob, and for sure one of the biggest out there. Speaking of some icons, Trevor, I don't know if you heard. Did you hear? Did you hear about a little thing called you know? You
What?
hear?
God.
No, my thing like glitched out for a second. I was really trying. You know of a show called Cowboy Bebop?
Yeah, I know about that. I heard that they're doing a Netflix series, a live-action Netflix
You
series.
heard correctly, Mr. Trevor Joya. Reading from Variety, a Cowboy Bebop live-action series has landed at Netflix. Netflix has ordered the planned live-action adaptation of the iconic anime series, Cowboy Bebop. The series is described as the jazz-inspired, genre-blending story of Spike Spiegel, Jet Black, Faye Valentine, and Radical Ed, a ragtag crew of bounty hunters on the run from their past as they hunt down the solar system's most dangerous criminals. They'll even save the world for the right price. The series, which hails from Tomorrow Studios, has been in the works since last year, and Netflix has ordered 10 episodes.
So the ultimate question is, who would you cast as Cowboy Bebop?
No idea.
Spike.
Willow Smith can be Ed. That's all I know. Willow Smith can be Ed. That's my only take. You need someone crazy, make it fun. I can't think of anyone else.
I want somebody like the guy from The Expanse.
No.
Okay, so there's a character in The Expanse that I personally want to see as like Spike's friend. I forget his name, but I'll send you the picture of him later.
Spike's friend, you mean Jet?
Jet.
Yeah, Jet's Beast.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's gonna be interesting.
I kind of want somebody who can pull off more of like the role of that. I don't know.
It's tricky. It's tricky to find the right thing. I know Keanu Reeves has been attached to this for a while because he loves the show and he wants to play Spike.
Yeah,
I know that's been a thing, and Jack is just like.
I could see him. I could see Keanu Reeves just shaving off the beard and then growing out his hair.
I could see that too. It'd be interesting. But all I know is, me personally, my take is I think it could work. I know that it's hard because Cowboy Bebop is really complicated in terms of. It's not, but it is. It's like there's a lot of themes under there.
It's one of those shows that, for me, it has a lot of complexity to it, which I like. To explain to like a normal person, it's like it has a lot more going on than people think. Basically.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's like under the surface, there's a lot there, and it's gonna be hard to capture all that in 10 episodes. But just in terms of the basic premise, it's not too difficult.
I kind of want
bounty hunters, you know.
I kind of want the I forget the girl's name, but I kind of want it to be a Japanese actress.
Yeah, that's another thing. So we'll have to
I want it to be a mixed cast.
Keep an eye on that.
I want it to be mixed cast. I don't. That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome. But moving on to some more anime news, Neon Genesis Evangelion is coming to Netflix.
Prepare your prepare those tear bottles.
Yeah, man. Neon Genesis Evangelion, the acclaimed mech meets psychological drama anime, is finally coming to Netflix. Coming to streaming, I should say. Netflix announced that it has acquired the anime classic alongside its 2 sequel films and will add them to the service next spring. I've never watched this show.
I've never watched it either,
but I've heard of it, and I heard it's really good.
My friends keep saying, my one friend who's seen it, he said, "Oh, just prepare a tissue box for the side, and just prepare to have your brain completely broken by the end of it."
My kind of thing. I must say.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that. You excited for that, Jack?
It's like giant mechs, and I can't even explain the story because it's so confusing.
I don't know anything about it, but
I can't say that I'm excited for it.
Yeah,
it's not really my
you're not
your
really
forte,
my niche. Not your niche. Yeah, it's fair. It's fair, man.
It's fine.
But still keeping with some of the Netflix news.
I like hearing you guys talk about it though. So keep doing
man. Thanks, man. Via the National, Netflix is going to adapt Roald Dahl classics, meaning the author, of course, the man behind Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Matilda, the BFG, and the Twits.
And it's going to be a whole cinematic universe, right?
That's what they say. They're not. There's no full thing. It begin on the first animated series. They'll begin on it in 2019, is what I'm reading. Novels written by Dahl, who died in 1990, age 74, have sold more than 250 million copies worldwide, been turned into a series of blockbuster films, and spawned at least 2 musicals. So it's interesting. It's a big deal for them. Netflix trying to come up with as much property, capital as they can, and starting their own original content to compete, of course, with Disney Plus, which will be coming out next year, and then Hulu and Amazon and stuff like that. And it's cool. I like that we're getting all these random kind of things from them. Like, first we get these big anime announcements with Neon Genesis, and then we get, and keep Cowboy Bebop, and then they're bringing Roald Dahl back. I like it. I like that there's no limit, you know what I mean, to what they might acquire or start working on. So I'm excited for that.
Mm-hmm.
But also, this one I'm not going to really talk about too much. Artemis Fowl had a trailer that came out, which is a book series that I never read because I really wanted to read it. What are you doing there?
It looks okay.
It looks okay? I didn't know what you were doing for a second. I
What
thought
are you doing?
I thought he was doing the dolphin for a second. I was a little
What are
confused.
you doing?
I saw the trailer. It looked fun. But that's it. It's probably a bigger movie, that type of news, so I just put that in there. Also, to quickly go over that, because we don't have time to go over it right now. We'll talk about it later. But Captain Marvel trailer is set to premiere during tonight's Monday Night Football game.
So all you Marvel fans are just gonna watch football for that reason.
Exactly. Honestly, anybody is just gonna watch it. It doesn't matter if you're a crazy fan or not. And speaking of Marvel, though, we're gonna keep it rolling, Trevor. We're keeping it rolling.
Yep.
Spider-Verse. You heard of that movie, Enter the Spider-Verse?
Yeah, it's gotten really good reviews.
Ooh,
it's gotten really great reviews.
I've heard about that.
Yeah. See what I mean? And everybody knows, I love Spider-Man, but I did not expect the conversation around this movie to be. I thought it was gonna be like, oh yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was really beautifully animated. Now people are like,
it looks so good.
It looks good, but it's the reaction isn't, oh, that was fun. The reaction has been like, this might just be one of the best movies of the year. I'm like, what? I did not expect that.
I like the scene. Like, there's a clip online of Spider-Man looking at Miles Morales, and he's behind the desk, and it's kind of like
I didn't watch the clip. I intentionally didn't watch the clip.
It's kind of like the Spider-Man meme where he's like behind the desk,
and
he's
really?
He's like,
okay, cool. I like that.
That's
you know that meme?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Is that the trailer, the cartoony trailer where the dad is the cop?
Yeah.
And he's like, you have to say I love you.
That's it.
I kind of want to see that, actually.
I'm excited for it.
And I'm not even a huge I'm not a huge Marvel guy, but I kind of want to see that. It looks good.
Wait to see it.
Hey, if it's getting these type of insane reviews, New York Film Critics Service, New York Film Critics Circle said they awarded their best animated film of the year, which is surprising to me. So I'm just like, I wasn't expecting this if it's that good. But apparently Sony was, because Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, this reading from Hollywood Reporter, is having a sequel, and an all-female spin-off is in the works from Sony. Which just weeks ago, before Sony unveils the buzzy animated movie, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Sony Pictures Animation is already putting the pieces together for not just a sequel, but a spin-off as well. Joaquim dos Santos, known for his work on cartoon series Avatar The Last Airbender, GOAT, and more recently, Netflix's Voltron series, has been tapped to direct the sequel. David Callahan, who penned The Expendables and worked on Wonder Woman 1984, as well as Zombieland 2, is writing. Interesting, and it's an all-female cast. Now, what's interesting about this is, we can get into the whole, just making things all-female cast and thinking that that's the win. You know what I mean? Like people sometimes, I think people take the wrong lessons from things like Black Panther and Wonder Woman sometimes, or Crazy Rich Asians and movies like that. But I'm interested in it. Why not? If it's this good, this one right now, go for it. Honestly, I like Spider-Gwen. I've read some of the comics for her. It's a really cool, zany kind of, just this really abstract art style, and I like that one. So I at least know that I really like her. So I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, man, I'm excited. Are you excited, Trevor?
Yeah.
I'm excited, man.
Yeah.
And speaking, I mentioned Zombieland too. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with my greatest pleasure. Is that the way you say that? Oh my gosh. I haven't talked to you guys about this. I think Trevor knows this. Zoe Deutsch, one of my favorite actors. She's great. If you don't know who she is, look her up.
I heard about this.
Yeah, you probably saw my Twitter where I just said yeet for like in all capital letters.
I like seeing your tweets. They're funny.
It's just so
My
silly.
tweets are just out of control, man. I tend to say weird things sometimes. Reading from Deadline, Zombieland 2. Zoe Deutsch is joining the cast in Sony's sequel. Before Our False Star, Zoe Deutsch will test her zombie apocalypse survival skills in Zombieland 2, Sony's follow-up to the 2009 sleeper hit. Ruben Fleischer, who is coming off the box office success of Venom, is returning to helm the sequel with the original stars Emma Stone, Woody Harrelson, Jesse Eisenberg, and Abigail Breslin set to reprise their roles. Really cool. They have some like tiny little details about what the movie's going to be about. I love Zombieland, and I only saw it like 2 years ago for the first time. It's really, really good. Like just straight up an awesome movie. And you don't expect it to be that good. It's goofy. It's somewhat emotional. It gets a little bit there. And just lovable characters and stuff. And Woody Harrelson is just at his apex in that movie, so he's great. And I love Zoe Deutsch. I think that she's one of the best up-and-coming actors in general, regardless of actor or actresses that we have. I've said that for a while. I think that she's just really good. And if you haven't seen any of her movies, I know her probably biggest success that people know about is probably Set It Up, which is a Netflix original. It's a rom-com. Very straightforward movie, but I do recommend it. So yeah, really cool. You excited for that, Trevor?
Yeah.
Good answer. But just one more funny little story. There's still more. We're gonna have to take a break at some point. But one funny little story. It's just amusing to me. A writer from Black Panther, Joe Robert Cole, is going to be writing the Call of Duty movie sequel. Reading from Variety, Activision Blizzard Studios is already getting the gears turning on a sequel to Call of Duty, tapping Black Panther scribe Joe Robert Cole to pen the upcoming second installment. The studio hired Sicario 2 director Stefano Salamo earlier this year to helm the first film, which is an adaptation of the popular video game, and even though a cast hasn't been assembled, the studio wants a sequel script ready to go as soon as the first pick goes into production next year. The reason why I think it's funny is exactly what I said. It's kind of weird that we're getting an announcement of who's writing the sequel to a movie that hasn't come out yet. I don't know. It's just amusing to me. This isn't Marvel where you're like, oh, whatever. They know how to plan these things perfectly.
No, it's like Activision who's just like, yay, we can make a movie, and I'm yeah.
I'm actually surprised the Call of Duty movie hasn't come out before this, because
I kind of like the fact that it's the Sicario director.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know you really like Sicario.
Because I haven't seen the second one yet, but I kind of like the fact that they're going with somebody who's more brutal and more tactical.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I love that.
No, I know what you mean, and it's just interesting. It's just funny to me. Like, we don't know if this movie's gonna do well, and we're already learning that the guy's writing the second one. That's weird. So that should go really well. But yeah, I'm surprised that a Call of Duty movie hasn't just been like out. With just how big that series is, you would have thought by now that Hollywood would be like, I don't know, make a Grand Theft Auto movie, make a Call of Duty movie, make a Halo movie. I mean, Halo, they're working on something else. It's just strange to me. I think they think that video games can't be adapted, but that's cute. We'll see in 10 years when everyone's trying to adapt like PlayStation exclusives. So that should be really cool. But yeah, we're gonna take a little bit of a break, guys, and when we come back, we're gonna keep it rolling with the movie news. Still got plenty to talk about. Listen to 90.3 WMSC, Upper Montclair. And what's up, everybody? We're back here on 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. You're listening to Digital Dash, going through some of the movie news. And Trevor asked me for a piece of gum. And, of course, I always give back to my men, my goons, you know what I mean, who do my bidding. What are they called? My men. Oh, wait, I forgot to put your mic on. Thank you.
I'm good.
All right. Just thank you, bud. Thank you, bud.
Yeah.
I see that you helping me out there. I like that a lot. It's real good. But, yeah, we're going to keep it rolling. With some of the news, still a bunch of stuff to go, but we're making way. A Candyman reboot with Jordan Peele producing, has found its director. Reading from Variety. Littlewood's director and writer Nia DaCosta has been tapped to helm Candyman, a new retelling of the classic horror pick with Jordan Peele, Wynn Rosenfield, and MGM producing. The film, a spiritual sequel to the original, returns to the neighborhood where the legend began, the now gentrified section of Chicago where the Cabrini Green housing projects once stood. Production is expected to begin next spring. Universal Pictures will release the movie theatrically on June 12th, 2020. Trevor, are you excited for this?
Yeah, sure.
It's just you're the horror guy, so.
It sounds okay.
It's interesting. I think by default, anything with Jordan Peele, like anything he's attached to, is just kind of exciting in a way. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this pans out. Apparently, this movie's really wacky and messed up. So
it is really wacky. I'm just like a little bit tired today, right now.
Oh, you're tired. Little Trevor's tired. Is that what it is?
Oh, don't worry. I'll get my full energy when I'm on the revenge tour.
Oh,
wow, he just said the revenge tour. He's
that.
coming for your neck.
Oh man, I
Javier.
can't wait.
Watch out for the waning hours.
Yeah, for all my good friends, don't listen at like 6 o'clock. Just
man,
who knows what
it's
I'll
gonna
have to
get
reveal. It's gonna be
gonna
great.
get real
I'm
hot
excited.
in here.
Because of certain things that you sort of mentioned.
Oh, he holds a grudge.
I have no idea what you're talking about, dude.
Trevor woke up feeling dangerous this morning.
I woke up feeling dangerous.
So yeah, moving
Your
on
nose
to the next.
twitched a little bit.
Yeah, I know.
It's a sign of nervousness.
Ooh, yeah, that's my giveaway. If you see my nose twitch, that's what it is. Moving on to the next story, though. Sylvester Stallone, seemingly, this according to Entertainment Weekly, on his future as Rocky, he's seemingly retiring the character. Reading from Entertainment Weekly. Hold on one second. Sylvester Stallone is saying goodbye to Rocky, the character in the franchise that he has embodied for more than 40 years. On Wednesday, the 72-year-old actor, didn't realize he was that old, who has scored 3 Oscar nominations for the beloved franchise, posted a video from the Creed 2 set where he seemed to declare the end of Rocky Balboa and officially passed the franchise on to Michael B. Jordan. In quotes, "This is probably my last rodeo because what I thought happened and has happened, I never expected," shared Stallone after Jordan can be heard calling for a speech. "I thought Rocky was over in 2006, and I was very happy with that. And then all of a sudden, this young man presented himself, and the whole story changed. It went on to a new generation, new problems, new adventures. And I couldn't be happier, because as I step back, because my story has been told, there's a whole new world that is going to be opening up for the audience for this generation. Thank you very much, Stephen Capel Jr., and definitely you, Michael, for making that possible. Now you have to carry the mantle." So first of all, y'all gotta chill with the chewing of the gum. I didn't realize how loud this was. Didn't realize how loud it was.
That's not me. There's no gum in this mouth.
I'm done.
It's okay. It's just I'm like I can hear it. I'm like, wow, I didn't realize it would pick that up. My bad.
I'm done. Sorry.
No problem, man. I probably have done it 100 times before and didn't realize because I was alone for most of my shows, so don't worry about it. So yeah, how do you feel about that, Trevor? Because I know you're Mr. Rocky man.
I feel like it's a good ending to Rocky. I don't want to say exactly what happened because Jack hasn't seen it.
No spoilers.
It did make me cry at the end. It made me like tear up a lot because you know how they use a certain thing at the end?
Yeah.
How they use a certain thing at the end?
Mm-hmm.
And
Trevor, I know what you're talking about. Don't worry. I get it.
He's like giving you hand signals.
Yeah, I'm like, I get it, bro. I got it.
But that just made me cry, and it just said like,
hey man, I feel
it just said the torch is passed to Michael B. Jordan's character.
For sure, man. It's great. I love when movies can evoke emotion. Movies are awesome.
Yeah,
movies still good. Breaking news.
I know.
Still good. They had a bad period from like 2015 to 2016-ish where we were like, man, this stinks. Bring on TV. But they're back. But speaking of TV, Trevor, reading from Variety, Seth Rogen, Evan Goldberg are to produce Console Wars as a limited series. It was originally supposed to be a movie, but now it'll be a TV series. Legendary Television. Hold on one moment, because I know you really want to talk about this one. Legendary Television has closed a deal to develop the Blake J. Harris novel Console Wars, Sega, Nintendo, and the Battle That Defined a Generation as a limited drama series. The books tell the behind-the-scenes story of how Sega took on the juggernaut Nintendo and revolutionized the game industry. Jordan Vogt Roberts will direct, with Mike Rosario set to write the pilot. Rogen and Goldberg will executive produce under the Point Grey Pictures banner, along with Point Grey's James Weaver, Scott Rudin, and Eli Rush. Julian Rosenberg of Circle of Confusion, Harris and Jonah Toulis is Flying Penguin Pictures. Rosario and Vogt Roberts will also executive produce. And no network is currently attached to the project. Now, I actually have the book, and I started reading it over the summer. Didn't get back to it. I really have a deep love and appreciation for anything that is video games and the industry specifically.
I can't wait to watch this because anything cool. Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg, they're just such a good production team.
He did the foreword too in the book, and it was cool.
He just for me, Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg did a fantastic show on Preacher. They're doing really good on Sausage Party. They did really good stuff because they really know how to creatively mesh well.
For sure, man. For sure. But yeah, that's it for that. Moving on. Like I said, I'm going to read the book, and at some point, maybe over the winter, I'll do that. Talk about it on my show. If I have my show in the winter, we'll see. Also reading from Variety, Blade Runner is getting an anime series set at Adult Swim and Crunchyroll. It's coming to the small screen as an animated series, ladies and gentlemen. Variety has learned that Alcon Television Group has partnered with Adult Swim and Crunchyroll to produce and distribute a new anime series inspired by Blade Runner 2049. Blade Runner Black Lotus, as it will be called, will consist of 13 half-hour episodes. Details of the plot are being kept under wraps, but it is known that the story will take place in 2032 and will include some established characters from the Blade Runner universe. You excited for that, Trevor? Because I know you like Blade Runner.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
I'm interested. I'm intrigued. It's definitely one that I could see translating to anime pretty well.
Well, they did do some mini episodes that are animated for the release.
Good point.
Before the release of Blade Runner 2049, and that was really good. I'm I want more stuff that explains what's going on, and it's cool.
For sure, man. For sure. So I'm excited about that. And next is just kind of a minor story, but via the Wrap, Jamie Reyes' Blue Beetle, Latina superhero movie in development at DC and Warner Brothers. DC and Warner Brothers are developing their first Latino superhero movie about Jamie Reyes, a.k.a. the Blue Beetle. Individuals with knowledge of the project exclusively tells the Wrap. Mexican-born writer Gareth Dunnett Alcacer, who wrote Universal's Scarface, has been tapped to write the screenplay. Dunnett Alcacer also wrote the upcoming Miss Bala remake for Sony. And Zev Foreman is executive producing for Warner Brothers. In the comics, Mexican-American teenager Jamie Reyes is the third character to assume the mantle of the Blue Beetle after Dan Garrett and Ted Kord. Created by Keith Giffen, John Rogers, and Cully Hammer, the character made his first appearance in the comics in 2006's Infinite Crisis #5. His own monthly series debuted 2 months later with Blue Beetle #1 in May 2006. So I know literally nothing about Blue Beetle at all.
Blue Beetle, he gets the Ted Kord Blue Beetle is just a suit. It's just a suit. That's it. It's nothing he doesn't have anything. He just has really. He's kind of like a Bruce Wayne version.
Okay, interesting.
The third Blue Beetle, which is he actually has a suit and it's called the Scarab, which is attached to his back at all times, and the suit just engulfs him and he becomes like the Blue Beetle. So it's based off Scarab technology and alien technology.
Interesting. But yeah, first Latino superhero movie as a Hispanic person. I'm intrigued.
I can't wait to watch. I can't wait to watch it because I like the fact that Blue Beetle is getting a movie.
Yeah, man, I'm excited for it too. I mean, DC's they kind of struggle a little bit, but hopefully, can pick it up a little bit. Hispanic power, you know what I'm saying? But next up, only a couple more stories left. Actually, 3 to be exact. Tom Hanks is in early talks to play Geppetto in the live-action remake of Pinocchio. This is reading from Collider. Tom Hanks is being eyed to play Geppetto in Disney's live-action Pinocchio movie, and the 2-time Oscar winner is in early talks to take on the role, Collider has exclusively learned. Cool. You guys into that at all? Jack, what do you think?
I'm into Tom Hanks.
Pinocchio, Tom Hanks.
I like
it
Tom
feels
Hanks.
like one of those very safe castings. It feels right. Geppetto,
Tom Hanks, he's just like the man.
He is the man.
I'm just like, okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Wasn't he Captain Phillips too?
Yes, he was.
I am the
captain now.
I am the captain now.
That's what I'm going to say later when I take over the board.
Yeah. You should. That'd be great. But yeah, this feels like the right casting.
Did somebody say Tom Hanks?
Oh my gosh!
Did somebody say George Jamgochian?
Oh my gosh! George out of nowhere from the top rope
with the drumsticks and everything.
Oh my gosh! You like Tom Hanks or something, George?
Oh yeah, one of my favorite actors.
He's good.
Yeah, Forrest Gump is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Okay.
Classic. I can't believe it. Oh yeah.
That mic is struggling over there.
That mic. Hello. Hey. We're gonna bring you to life. Chest compressions.
Oh, nice. That'll help a lot.
It worked. It worked.
It did. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
There you go. It's not like
1 minute. I'm in Central Park. Oh yeah, here we go.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean it's like a dolly or a jib or whatever they call it in TV.
Forrest
Yeah.
Gump, definitely a movie that has some problems that I have with it, and also it definitely shouldn't have won Best Picture. It should have gone to Pulp Fiction or
Shawshank.
Shawshank.
It should have gone to
But
Shawshank. I like Forrest Gump, but it should have gone to
But
Shawshank.
Shawshank,
But
one of
you
the
know
best
what?
movies of all time.
I'm not gonna hate on them for that too much.
Yeah.
Because at least Forrest Gump is a really good movie, so I'm not gonna hate.
And you
on
know what?
It is a really good movie.
It's
because,
really good.
But my problem is, I do agree with you that Shawshank or Pulp Fiction should have
Yeah.
won.
Shawshank is arguably like one of the 3 best movies ever made.
And it's like you can remember Forrest Gump, but you
Yeah.
can remember Shawshank by the
Yeah.
back of your hands.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Toy
It's okay.
Story.
It's
Eh.
okay. They gave it a really. It's a good movie though. It's
Yeah.
not like they gave it to.
The Madness
Like-
of King George or
Yeah,
something.
something
like
random that
like
nobody ever talks
like
about.
the Crash.
Oh,
Crap.
crap.
That should have gone to Brokeback Mountain or the other one. That
Yeah,
was
it should
nominated.
have gone.
Should have gone to anything.
Yeah.
Should
That's
have
what
gone
it
to
should've gone
anything.
And you
other
know
than
what? I
Crash.
think
Ooh, Crash is
you
bad.
you mentioned the top 3 movies of all time. Right off the bat, the ones that I can name: Citizen Kane, Godfather, Shawshank. Is
Yeah,
that
that's-
acceptable?
That's
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
what the common consensus would
That,
be.
that-
Gotcha.
that's the common
That's fair.
consensus.
How
What
about
do you
this?
say,
People throw
Javier?
Kubrick in
Javier,
there.
you seem like you have a differing opinion over there.
No. I haven't really thought about
The
it
way you
exactly.
said
what
it.
they are.
I haven't thought about
That's
it
what you
either
common
because
folk
I've
might
seen
think.
so many movies in my lifetime where it's just
Right.
like it's too many.
Oh yeah, you're a huge movie buff, Trevor. I know that. Yeah, definitely. So how about this? How about funniest movie? Like one, and when I mean
Major
funny,
League.
Major League. Oh yeah, and how about funny? Like it's so
Rush
rewatchable.
Hour.
For me, it's Office Space. Office Space and Airplane are my
Huh.
2 favorites.
Oh
like that,
my
man. I like
gosh,
that.
I have too many that I've seen. that
George is
just
coming out of
too-
nowhere, making his
man.
debut on the show.
Oh yeah, what's the show name again?
The Digital Dash, bro.
Digital Dash. Thank you, Javier. Thank you, Trevor. Thank you, Jack.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I have no.
Nobody can pass up the opportunity of talking about Tom Hanks. That's for sure.
No.
Hey, I feel
So,
that. I feel
George
that.
came in like a fireball.
Yeah, he really did though. That was incredible. And just a heat check performance from George.
We
you know?
love the energy.
for sure.
Thank you very much. So I do want to also talk about, or I mean, it's your show, so you can talk whatever you want.
You can cut his mic at any time you want.
Yeah, right. Just let me go through the last thing. Is that Daredevil was canceled for season 4? Last thing.
Why?
Jeez, I wasn't expecting that reaction from you. Oh my gosh.
Pounding the
Reading from the
desk.
Hollywood Reporter. The streaming. Wow, can you load, please? You know, stop. All right, there we go. The streaming
basically-
giant has canceled Daredevil, the first of its Marvel shows to premiere on the platform, after 3 seasons. The drama starring Charlie Cox is the 3rd Marvel series to be canceled at Netflix in recent weeks, joining Iron Fist and Luke Cage. Only Jessica Jones and The Punisher remain on Netflix as its Marvel relationship continues to sour. The move comes nearly 2 weeks after showrunner Eric Olson pitched season 4 of Daredevil to Marvel and Netflix.
You might need to call
execs.
somebody for Trevor. over
Yeah,
here.
you good, bro?
He's getting,
Trevor.
I wish
Hey.
I wish. Hey Netflix, listen to
There-
me right now. You just made the dumbest decision of your life.
Oh, here we go.
I really.
You will
I-
rue
I-
the day.
I really don't understand this. I didn't watch season 3 yet. I haven't watched it yet because I'm waiting for the winter break, and now this news is just making me so angry.
Trevor, I have some breaking news for you. It's
Yeah.
not that good of a show. It's fine.
No. Here's the thing. Season 1 is great.
Fine. It's fine.
Season 1 is great.
2's good for 2 episodes.
2's good for 4 episodes.
Punisher, whatever the Punisher arc
The
is.
Punisher arc is 4 episodes,
4 then. Okay, 4.
and then season 3 I heard is like back to basics.
Shout out my guy Bullseye.
Bullseye.
Beast.
I really,
got
savage
that's what I
Bullseye.
wanted to see in season
Yeah,
4
man.
so badly. Is Bullseye's proper costume,
Oh,
you
that-
know where
yeah,
you
that
won't see it?
and just like
on Netflix.
Season 5 on Netflix.
4.
season 4.
But hey man, that's what happens.
Thanks,
happens,
thanks Netflix stabbing me.
I just got
again.
nervous. There was like
That's what
heavy
happens, man.
breathing, like face covering. I thought
I-
Trevor was about to like go Hulk mode on us.
I really
back
did
here.
too, honestly.
Which Hulk? Ewan McGregor Hulk or Lou Ferrigno Hulk?
I
Or
think-
what was the guy's
Yeah,
name?
Edward
The
Norton.
Australian guy that played Hulk?
Ooh.
Edward Norton.
Edward Norton. Yeah.
No, it's Edward Norton.
In 2003.
No,
the
it's
Hulk-
Eric.
Norton,
It's
Lou
Edward
Ferrigno.
Norton, Eric Bana,
Eric Bana. That's who it was.
and
yeah.
Edward Norton.
And Lou
Gotcha.
We're
Ferrigno.
going
And Lou- and
all
Lou Ferrigno.
types of
And Lou
directions right
Ferrigno.
now.
I know, man.
We're like
George
on a
just came
curly
flying in.
road.
This is gonna be
You know
great.
what?
No
Eric
map.
Eric Bana is such an underrated actor. Like you have no idea. Like he was
He-
so good in Munich. Munich is such an underrated Spielberg film. Like
The
anyone?
takes are coming. I don't know. That's kind of a take. People
All
don't
right.
like Munich. People really don't like Munich.
Have you seen Munich?
I actually haven't though.
Okay.
I haven't
I
seen
haven't
it. I
seen-
just know people don't like it, and I was just
Jack,
like,
I'm here all week. I live here
I'm just-
basically.
This is incredible.
This show is just like gone
the best,
completely
isn't it?
off the rails since George got here.
I'm
love
not
it.
used to
It's
people
great.
just actually wanting to come on the show.
Oh,
I have to
yeah.
like force them or pay them in some type of way to come on the show. You know what I mean? It's great.
I love coming on any show. It's just so fun. You know?
Right?
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Jack, as we know, you're part of Ben Berube's show from
Indeed.
4 to 7 on Saturdays called Full Count.
It's a blast.
Oh, yeah. Blast just like Jose Bautista. I guess. I don't know. That was a terrible segue. Like, how about Blast? I can't think of anything clever.
I'm on like, oh wow, I'm on a lot of shows. So I'm
Yeah.
on this one, and then I'm on the Morning Buzz with you in the morning.
Yeah, man.
Obviously, the Morning Buzz in the morning. I would hope it's in the morning if it's the Morning Buzz, but you know.
I feel you, man.
Tuesdays, I do a little more ADJ action. Sons of Liberty.
Mm-hmm.
AJ,
Really?
Shout out AJ.
Wow.
Really,
Yeah.
Sons of Liberty? Is that so?
Yeah,
Is
they
that so?
they let me hang out with the board. You know, get a lot of experience there.
Mm-hmm.
And then Wednesday, do I do anything Wednesday? Oh, last Wednesday I did the basketball game. This Wednesday I'm gonna do the basketball game again.
Mm-hmm.
Thursday, I don't do anything Thursday because my Thursday classes go till 5:30. And after that, I'm dead.
Yeah.
I need to sleep.
I feel
So
you.
That's what happens then. Friday, last Friday I was on Tyler's show, and I'm gonna do that again this week at the Buzzer from 1 to 4 Friday
Are you
afternoons
ADJing
after
or
your show.
just?
This week I'm ADJing. Last week I was just hanging out.
Gotcha. Yeah,
And
that's
then,
what I did last year too.
Yeah. And Saturday I am on Ben Berube's show,
Mm-hmm.
Full Count, 4 to 7. Saturday, give us a listen, give us a call, shout out, and that's all I got. That's my spiel.
The Nets. How about them? Carter Levert.
The Nets, Levert, rest in peace.
Yeah.
That was unfortunate when he got hurt.
It was unfortunate.
Well, I thought we had a chance to reach the playoffs, and then all of a sudden, I mean,
Was it you who messaged me when it happened?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
I did because it was right after my show.
I was actually, we were talking about Chick-fil-A before. I was in the Chick-fil-A drive-thru when you messaged me that.
Wow.
what a
Chick-fil-A
time! What a
evil.
place!
Chick-fil-A evil.
He's never had
confirmed.
Chick-fil-A before.
I actually-
Javier,
I haven't.
play the air horn. Javier, never Chick-fil-A.
I'm gonna
Never
be
had
honest. I
Chick-fil-A.
haven't. The first time I had Chick-fil-A was last September. I was in New York City. Okay, get this. So I took the NJ Transit train to the Port Authority,
This is great.
NJ Transit in New York, and then I go into New York to see Ringo Starr in concert at Radio City Music Hall. So my dad and I are walking through the city. We passed MSG, or that's what it was, Penn Station. So we walk by Penn Station, and there's a rave going on. There's a little bit of a block party. We see the Empire State Building lit up. We saw a poster for Childish Gambino at the Garden, which I think already happened. And then my dad's like, "Hey, you want to go get Chick-fil-A?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's do
Wow,
it." So
that is an experience.
we got Chick-fil-A. We saw Ringo Starr in concert, and then we took the train back. And yeah,
I've had Chick-fil-A so many times it's unfathomable.
Mm.
Okay.
Why are you saying okay?
12
What I was
feast,
doing.
12 feast number 3
Yeah.
with a fruit
Because
punch.
I'm
That's all I had to
like,
say.
okay.
I feel you. But George, love having you on, bud. Guys, we're going to take a little bit of a break, though. When we get back, we're going to keep going through the news as much as we can. Because we got a lot to still go through, actually. Not too much, but, you know how it works here on Digital Dash. So stay tuned, guys. Listen to 90.3 WMSC, Upper Montclair. And we're back, everybody, here on 90.3 WMSC, Upper Montclair. Being joined by my 2 assistant DJs.
Hello.
Hello.
And making his debut.
what's good? George Jamgochian in Studio 8, the beautiful School of Communication and Media at Montclair State University, listening on iHeartRadio, WMSC 90.3, the voice of Montclair State.
Okay.
A lot of words.
That was an intro.
Wow.
A lot of
I'm
words.
I'm just like, hey, what's up, guys? And then he's like, iHeartRadio happening. I'm like, oh my god. I'm happy you said your last name for me because that's what I got nervous about.
Jamgochian.
Jamgochian.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's Armenian, by the way.
that's dope.
Really?
I like it.
Yeah.
I like
Would
it.
not have guessed that.
Mm.
Here's a hint. So anytime a last name has an IAN or YAN, it's usually Armenian. So like the Kardashians.
Mm.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Another book just fell out of the library to kill itself.
Huh?
What?
What did you just say? A book killed itself?
A book fell out of the library shelf to kill itself.
Yeah.
It must have been either The Catcher or the Rye or something
Yeah,
that has to
right?
do with teen angst. I don't know if I'm gonna give my papers after this. This is the end of me. So this is the last time I've ever come on this show. So you guys like cake? You guys, what do you
You
think?
missed my crumb cake.
Oh,
Javier's in disbelief right now. With
It's
what's
just
happening.
like, all right, like.
Well, because every
Makes
time
sense.
somebody mentions the Kardashians, a book just.
Oh, that's what you mean by that. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah. Let's move on. I don't want to talk
Oh,
about
man.
Kardashians. I refuse.
I mean, Ben Simmons and Lamar Odom,
I'm sorry, guys.
And everyone else.
Chris
yeah, man.
And
Humphries.
everyone.
Duh.
Mm.
Yeah.
I feel you, man.
Yeah. You know what band I've been listening to
I'm just letting
recently?
George go at this point. Forget the gaming
Yeah.
news. Let's go. Let's go.
You know what
George.
band I've been listening to a lot recently? Chicago. You ever hear of Chicago?
Yes.
Yes.
A little.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
25 or 6 to 4, Saturday in the Park.
Mhm.
If You Leave Me Now, what a great power ballad. So they're basically the quintessential. They were one of the first ever horn rock bands ever. So they had like what do you call it? Like they have it's like jazz mixed with rock, and that's how good it is. They were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I think, 2 years ago in 2016 or 2017. Yeah, 2016, because I saw them in concert that same year, and then they said, "Oh yeah, we were inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame." So. Chicago, they're a great band. It's a shame that Peter Cetera, who is their bass player, is kind of a jerk. He wants nothing to do with Chicago, but great band. I have their albums on vinyl, and one of their songs were my parents' wedding song. So,
Wow.
Wow.
That
Wow.
was. I feel like I just read an encyclopedia page.
I do, man.
On Chicago.
It touched my heart, really.
Oh,
George.
yeah.
That's what George has done this whole 15 minutes he's been on ish, something like that. After Tom Hanks, apparently that's the key word.
Mhm.
So I'm just gonna say Tom Hanks every single time I have my show now.
It's like Beetlejuice.
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
like
if
it's
you say-
exactly.
It's like, oh,
if you
look,
say Tom
hey,
Hanks
George.
3 times fast and
George.
look in a mirror, George repeats.
I just
it.
fall through the ceiling, and I'm like, Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be like the winter session, and then he's just gonna be like behind this thing somehow.
I
He's
like
gonna,
The
how-
Kool-Aid guy.
Yeah.
I watched George walk past the door, and then when like the 10-second delay of Tom
Yeah.
Hanks went, he backpedaled to the
Yeah.
door and opened it.
Yeah.
And like he
That
walked
was
in.
great. Yeah, he's just like, oh, hello, what are those losers doing in there? It's like, oh, Tom Hanks.
No, you guys are bros. You guys are awesome.
Thanks, man.
You ain't losers.
Thanks, man.
Right back at you.
Thanks,
Yeah.
man. I appreciate it, man. But
Philip Rivers. That's why
of course,
the Chargers.
Of course. Now he's no. You're
They're
just
on a.
being too
I mean,
nice
they're
now.
technically on a roll, though. I mean, they're not. They're doing pretty good so far.
Yeah,
I think.
9-3 is pretty good.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Very good, actually.
Yeah.
Some would say. But yeah, I don't know. Should I just get into some gaming news real quick, guys?
Oh yeah,
in the
you can
mood
do
for
this.
that?
So, what do you think of the new Call of Duty?
New Call of Duty, I have not. I played a little bit. I do not have it though, because I don't know. I just didn't feel like getting it this year. Although Black Ops is actually my favorite series. I
Me
think it's
too.
far and
Yeah.
away better, aside from COD 4 and MW2. People like it's a good game, but people just like that you can horde kill streaks. But whatever. That's another thing all entirely. Oh, I got the tactical nuke. It's really hard. Yeah, congrats.
Yeah,
It's still
and you
kinda-
know what?
Um.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no problem. It's I don't know. I'm interested that they just completely what's it called? Passed on the campaign. They just punted on it. They're like, all right, whatever. We're just gonna do a battle royale thing
Yeah.
and zombies and multiplayer. It's interesting, but hey, game's selling well, really well actually. Outsold Red Dead, I believe, last week.
Are you
if I'm not
serious?
mistaken. I believe it did. It doesn't have the
Unbelievable.
highest opening weekend or anything like that, like Red Dead does, but
Yeah.
still it's big. And Red Dead I have to get back to. Smash Brothers coming out this week, bro. I can't wait, man. I'm all in. Smash Brothers is gonna be great. I can't wait.
Yeah.
This Friday.
You're so
Yeah.
excited for
I am, man.
everything.
I'm just excited for everything,
I
man.
love
That's how I roll, man. You know, that's just what we do here at the Dash. But yeah, speaking of big games, Fortnite it hit 200 million players officially, not too long ago. Did you guys know that?
That's
Did you guys heard of
insane.
that game? I think you have.
Me
right?
try to do the Fortnite
I-
dance after
Yeah.
hearing that news.
I'm the worst Fortnite player of all time. I'm convinced. It took
Mm.
me 879 solo games to get my first win.
Wow. Shout out! I've actually won twice in my life. Okay, so the first time it was my third time ever playing, and it was when Thanos was like that mode, and I played as him, and I got him at the very end with 3 people left, and I just hooked the dude in the face, and it was great, and I won. And okay. I'll be
back.
Oh, no problem, man. What's it called? And that was really great. But then my friends were like, "It doesn't count, dude. You used Thanos." And I'm
So
like,
you had to get
I'm
another
like, oh,
one?
so you're trying to imply to me that winning Fortnite doesn't have just an exceeding amount of arbitrary value to it that decides who wins? Yeah, okay. Good one. And he's like, it's like winning on the Warriors. I'm like, how dare you? I'm like, how dare you? All you have to do is show up and get a ring to give you on the Warriors right now. Give me a break.
That's funny.
My friends stink. But the other time I straight up won, and I have proof of it. I took a picture of on my Nintendo Switch.
I got the luckiest
I got a
win.
snipe kill. It was great.
I was
so
at the
good.
bottom of a mountain. This man had the high ground on me. The circle was closing
Never
in.
get the high ground.
Never get the high ground. That's right.
No, in Fortnite you want the high ground, especially when you're up on a mountain and I'm on the bottom of the mountain and the circle's closing in.
I have
I
the
need to
higher
make it
ground,
to the top
Anakin.
of the mountain, and like this guy, he just went to peek over at me, and like I shot down like his little one square that he was standing on, and he fell down the mountain. I was like,
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I bet it made the sound effects and all that too. It was great. It was great, Jack. But yeah,
my whole
props to these
family
really
was
players.
watching too, because they were in the kitchen,
Mhm.
and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm about to win!" And they all came in and watched. It was crazy. It was a spectacle.
Now, here's something interesting. Speaking of items, I guess. That's not a good transition. But via Kotaku, the FTC says it will investigate loot boxes. Yes, the FTC, otherwise known as the Federal Trade Commission. The Federal Trade Commission says it is investigating loot boxes, a controversial video game mechanic that can allow players to spend real money on randomized goods. During a hearing yesterday, FTC Chairman Joseph Simmons addressed New Hampshire Senator Maggie Hassan, who has recently spoken out about loot boxes. During her turn to ask questions at the hearing, Hassan cited a recent report by Great Britain's Gambling Commission that found 31% of children in the country had at one point or another paid money to open a loot box, as well as moves by Belgium, Japan, and other countries to limit how loot boxes can be used in games. So yeah, this is it's just kind of a random kind of biggish story because loot boxes have just they've been controversial because they really I've never had a problem with them because I'm weird and I like randomized stuff a lot of times. I don't know, it's exciting. Like I play this game Marvel Contest of Champions because I'm a dork and I just like unlocking new characters and rolling the crystals and seeing who I'm gonna get. And, oh man, I got Wolverine. You know what I mean? I got the 4-star. I don't know. It's just fun to me. But I do understand there's been a concern about some games with their loot box mechanics and that they might
Like
be
Battlefront
fabricating.
2.
Battlefront 2 had a little bit of a problem with that. Just them being kind of shoved into a lot of different games, no matter what they are, has been a little bit of a problem.
FIFA, all the EA games basically.
Yeah. of
Oh,
course. EA loves
people
doing it.
people really don't like the FIFA, like the packs that you have to buy. Really, you're just like I know friends who play FIFA, and they rage over it.
This is great. Of course Anthony's here. Of course he is.
Of course.
Everybody's just showing up today. This is amazing. But yeah, so that's a big story, so we'll keep an eye on that. Let's see here. What was I going to do next? Firewatch. You guys ever heard of Firewatch? Well, if you haven't, whatever. It's coming to Nintendo Switch. It's a big game. It's a story-driven game. That's really exciting. Nintendo's also ending its YouTube partner program. I don't know if you guys knew that. YouTube has this like weird policy with this weird policy with YouTube and copyright claims and stuff, and they have this whole separate thing that you have to do. I don't know. I'm running out of time, so I'm just trying to like fast forward because Rob's here and Anthony's kind of intimidatingly just standing behind me. This is like the debate against Hillary Clinton with Donald Trump right now. Like he's just standing behind.
Don't reference Anthony as Donald Trump.
But just quickly, I'm gonna go through my reads of the week, which you guys know what that is. Every week I just give 3 pieces or whatever, what have you, that I recommend checking out. This week is Why the Game Awards Could Be the Future of All Entertainment Award Shows. This is from Variety by Brian Crescente. It's just a nice little look into the Game Awards, which started this Thursday. I'm really excited for them, and I think that they really are kind of one of the future award shows that work in a lot of ways because they know how to tap into the audience that are actually watching them, unlike some other award shows. That's right, I said it. So yeah, I recommend checking that out. Next one, gotta represent. Jack knew I had to do it. You know what I mean? How Derwin James became the perfect defender for the modern day NFL. This is from The Ringer by Robert Mays. It's a good piece, good kind of profile piece on Derwin James that I really enjoyed. You guys might like it as well. I
Had an
recommend it.
interception last night.
He did. He is quietly one of the like 10 best secondary players in the league right here. Like this year. Like he's already amazing, and I don't know how they got him at 17. And the piece goes into that. And lastly, how NJ's The Kid Marrow became one of the freshest voice in late night TV. Forgot to say who this was by actually, but it is from NJ.com by Amy Kuperninsky. And The Kid Marrow, those of you who don't know, Daisies and Marrow is a funny like late night show, and they just recently announced that they're coming back in April-ish, something like that, for Showtime. And I'm looking forward to it. And The Kid Marrow grew up around here, so I feel it's a little local story there. But yeah, those are the reads of the week. And also remember, guys, to try and check out the Montclarian stuff. That's right. I got to do it because Rob's here. No, I always do it anyway. I'm the assistant entertainment editor there, and every every week we put out really good content and stuff, and you can check it out if you want at themontclarian.org or pick up the hard copy around campus, which is published Thursday. How do you like that, Rob? Did I do good?
Love.
Love?
So well.
Love so well. You're supposed to talk into the mic, by the way.
I forgot. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a
You
while.
did so well.
It's been a while.
Wow.
But yeah, man.
What does Anthony
Trevor,
do with the
You ready for
Montclarian?
your thing?
Oh.
Yeah, I'm
Alright.
ready for my newscast.
All right, guys. So, and now it's the top of the hour here on 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. And Trevor Joya has your newscast update for the hour.
Hello. This weekend. My mic's not on. Yeah, guys, we're back at WMSC Upper Montclair. I'm your assistant DJ, Trevor Joya, back on the Digital Dash Javier show. I'm not hijacking his show. I'm just assistant DJing, and I'm on the board. And we have...
Jacket, though. He beat me up and then took it from me. That's what happened, actually. I appreciate it,
Yeah,
Trevor. Just
yeah.
beat me up. I deserve it, to be honest.
Captain Phillips.
Yeah.
That's
I-
what I,
I-
said
We were
before.
just talking. Okay, that's a little weird, man.
Captain, no.
For sure, man. So, letting
Yes.
Trevor take over the board, but the topic still stays the same. Mr. Robert O'Connor is here,
Hi.
the entertainment editor.
Is this the final time I'll ever be on the show?
Nah, man.
Oh,
Nah.
good.
Bro, I might try on the winter, man. You can come whenever you want.
All right.
You know you're always invited.
True.
As I've always said before. What have I always said, Trevor? Tell me.
Only the most illustrious guests.
Exactly.
A
Only the
catchphrase.
most illustrious of guests. And I wanted Rob to come on today because now I'm
Because
late
we're
as
friends.
usual because we're friends, of course. But I'm late. I got around to it late, but I watched Maniac over the weekend. I finished it finally.
I watched it when it came out.
Yeah, because you're like a real fan.
I'm a nerd.
And
I
not a
had
fake
nothing
fan
else
like
going on
me.
that weekend. I was like 10 hours of television with Emma Stone and Jonah Hill. I'm in, and I wasn't.
It's just, I'm just kind of a mess. You know what I mean? But I watched it.
Word. What did you think of it?
Let me go to my notes.
Are those notes?
They are.
You're so prepared. I'm just
Of
gonna do this
course.
off memory and IMDb.
What was that? What was that? What
The
did I
show?
watch?
Oh, it was super nice.
Here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Performances. Let's start with that.
Okay, Emma Stone killed it.
Emma Stone killed it, and I think Jonah Hill was really good too.
He was good too, but Emma Stone killed it. Her blonde
Emma,
hair.
yeah, that was sick.
Easy to
The
impress me.
show, it's weird, man.
It is weird. It's trippy.
It's weird, man.
So should we explain it for our listeners?
Oh, you've seen it too? Have you seen it?
It's not on my list. It's just.
Well,
it's-
maybe after you hear us talk about it, you'll add it to your list.
No,
Yeah,
it's
man.
it's not that. It's just I just don't like. I love the showrunner.
Terry
I-
Fukunaga.
I just really want to see his Bond movie.
Well, while you're waiting for his Bond movie, watch his miniseries.
I
Yeah,
just,
man.
I just
You don't
can't.
always
I-
need
I-
the big
I,
IP, man.
I just
Truth.
for me I've heard so many like for me it's just too like psychedelic.
Hey,
It
I
is
was
pretty
Team Ryan
psychedelic.
Coogler before Creed came out, bro. You know why?
were a
Fruitvale Station, bro.
Damn.
I was a Taika Waititi fan before Thor Ragnarok.
Hunt for the Wilder People.
No, actually, What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh my God, even more old school.
Because I saw it 2014 when it first released.
Did you see it in the theaters?
Yes.
Wow.
The
You a
theaters.
hipster.
You are.
I'm a hipster.
That's fun.
I'm a sash wearing hipster.
I guess so, but you're not watching Maniac, so what good are you?
Yeah, what good are you? But go on. What were you saying? Finish up your thoughts, Trevor.
No, I just really want to. It's not on my list because for me it's just I have too many shows on my list. to
Hey,
watch.
I feel you, man. I feel you.
Word.
I mean, like,
Javier just
Rob-
got around to watching it.
Yeah, I just got around to watching it. He never watches anything I recommend. It's just a whole
Would
like
you recommend
kerfuffle.
anime?
That's not true. It's not true at all.
I mean, not
That is
exclusively.
100% not true. I've recommended to you maybe one anime,
Maybe
maybe
three.
once. No, I've recommended you.
My
I did a
Hero
recommendation
Academia.
for the paper. That's different.
All right. Well, it's my paper.
I said for you to
Ow,
try out
ow,
Cowboy Bebop
ow.
because you don't need to like anime.
It
to
ain't
watch
happening.
All right. If you don't like good things, that's fine.
All right.
Um,
If you watch Game of Thrones, I'll watch a Bebop.
That's so
You gotta
unfair
watch
though.
Scott. You
No.
gotta
Cowboy
watch.
Bebop's like
Jack, you watch Scott?
400 minutes total. And
Do I
It's
watch Game
Jack's
of
turn.
Thrones?
You watch Game of
no,
Thrones?
I
I
can
do not watch.
You
Game
gotta
of
watch
Thrones,
Scott.
actually.
Trevor?
I watch Game of Zones.
season.
He does.
I don't know what that is, and I
Season-
don't care to find out.
Season 4 right
My
now.
guy.
All right, catch up.
But-
I'm not catching.
I
up
have
yet.
No
thought about
spoilers.
it though.
Mm.
I have
I've
thought about
seen-
watching Game
I've-
of Thrones.
I've
gotta.
seen so many spoilers on the internet, so I'm like, I don't care.
You'll enjoy
I'll watch it
anyway.
eventually because I just want to be part of the
Don't you wanna
conversation
be-
when the
Hello,
final comes
April?
out. That's it.
But we're
I
getting
have-
off track.
But yeah, we are getting off track.
Maniac. So,
Maniac, bro.
do you want to describe it for our listeners, or should I?
I feel like how about you describe it because
Okay.
I'm having trouble like trying to describe
Well, so I watched it when it came out, so it was a little while ago. But so it's Jonah Hill and Emma Stone, and they're both depressed. They both have psychological mental issues. and they find out that there is this drug treatment program that they're just putting into testing, and they both get into the testing for it. And it's 3 pills. There's an A, B, and a C. So each pill, the first one, I want to say it goes into your subconscious, figures out what basically what your problems are, like what issues you're having. Pill 2 does something else.
Yeah, no, we won't get into too many spoilers.
Yeah, no,
Not in like
these
serious ways.
These aren't spoilers.
Honestly, I don't think I could spoil it. If I wanted
honestly,
to,
I don't even know what went
because
down.
no one would understand what I'm talking about unless they
But
saw it.
so basically, you take these 3 pills. The first pill figures out what's going on in your head. The second pill maybe tries to figure out a action to solve it, and then the third pill fixes allegedly the problem.
Allegedly, yeah.
But like every couple episodes, they just go in through like a different conscience. Would you say?
Yeah, like a different conscious, a different cluster is what I believe the word
What
was.
does IMDb say? Because I see you have it pulled up, the Sacred app.
Just the synopsis? Mm-hmm. Okay. 2 strangers are drawn to a mysterious pharmaceutical trial that will, they're assured, with no complications or side effects whatsoever, solve all of their problems permanently. Things do not go as planned. IMDb a little sassy with that synopsis, right? Didn't you
IMDb
feel it
is
a
so
little
sassy.
bit?
That's
So
why it's the Sacred
trustworthy.
app.
Didn't it sound a little sassy
It
though?
sounds so trustworthy.
They're assured with no complications. That's something that I would say whatsoever. That's something I would say. But yeah, it's the thing with the show though is it takes you into multiple worlds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's different like kind of universes and roles and people that they become, but they also kind of translate to their actual lives.
Yeah. Kind of like Cloud Atlas almost.
Right. A little bit like that. It's like if you crossed The Matrix with Inception with 12 Monkeys. No, not 12 Monkeys. With like, I don't even know. I'm trying to think of another one to cross with. But you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
like,
Maybe like Blade Runner, just for the
yeah,
retro
maybe a little bit
future
of
kinda
Blade
deal.
Runner. A little bit of Limitless, maybe? No, not Limitless. Not
Yeah,
Limitless.
I could
Maybe
see
a
it.
tiny bit, just with the whole,
Just a sprinkling of
yeah, with the whole
pills.
eyes opening type of thing and stuff. Did you raise your hand?
No.
Oh, I thought he was raising
No.
his hand for some
As if you
reason.
want to talk, you have to raise your hand.
No,
Yeah.
that was just a crazy description. Like
Yeah,
a
man.
crazy combination of things.
I didn't write that
It's
down.
a
I probably
crazy.
should have.
It's accurate though. And so, what should we talk about next with this show? Should we do the retro future or Justin Theroux and Sally Field?
So, oh yeah, you can go into that because I know you like those two a lot.
True. Well, Justin Theroux, I got my beef since he broke up with Jennifer Aniston, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He plays the doctor, and then Sally Field plays his mother, and they both have significant roles. Oh, Sally Field also plays a computer, which is based on her other character, but it's like a 90s retro future computer that emits real-life tears. So that's pretty cool.
A little iRobot maybe thrown in there a little bit.
Yeah, a little
too.
iRobot. But all the
It's-
things, like
it's
even
good.
though it's very
Interesting.
tech heavy and everything, all of the technology is like late early 90s. So it's kind of
Yeah.
a weird juxtaposition. Of,
Yeah,
like,
it's
the
this
future and
weird.
the past,
Yeah,
but
it's interesting.
I'm into it.
I'm into that part. I think my problem with the show, I like where it goes at points, and I was texting you about this, and I'm just gonna go into this. This is my biggest complaint about the show.
Do it.
Towards the last like third act of the show,
Mm-hmm.
it gets really emotional, and I actually like it. There's a scene I'm not going to describe too much, but people won't really get what I mean, where a idealized version of something starts happening for Jonah Hill's character, and that really was like sad and also happy.
Is that the Post Malone part?
No, the Post Malone part is my negative of the show. So
It made me like Post Malone.
basically there's like 3 area universe arcs that happen, and the second one is the Post Malone arc that people won't understand when we get into it. But basically Jonah Hill goes into this like gangster world universe. First it's like this, I don't even know how to
first
describe
it's
the
like
first one. It's
they're in
fun.
like Long Island in the 80s, and they're trying to like steal a chinchilla, I want to say. Something like that. But Emma Stone's just this crazy like Long Island lady in the early 80s.
Right.
She don't give a darn.
And
And then Jonah
it's-
Hill is like her husband, and he's got like a mullet.
Yeah, and the second one's like a fantasy world for Emma Stone, and then
I think the second one's like the seance in like the 30s, and they're like,
oh,
you know,
oh
it's like a
right, you're
haunted
right,
house.
you're right.
I didn't
you're right.
understand that. I wasn't paying attention.
Like I said, this show is
Sorry, Carrie
very.
Fukunaga.
It's a really hard show to explain to people if they haven't seen it.
Yeah, we must sound crazy right now.
Yeah, but what I was saying is I really like kind of the ending parts, especially with Jonah Hill's character. I thought it was very emotional, the scene of him with the Rubik's Cube thing.
Oh yeah.
It makes no sense what we're saying. You know what I'm saying?
Don't
Where
bring
his
it up.
that other
I'm
person's
baffled.
talking to him. You know what I'm talking
really
about?
baffled right now.
I'm just baffled too.
Whatever. If the listeners who
Yeah.
that's what happens.
Y'all real quick.
But like where he's trying to solve the thing, and that actually like kind of got me a little bit. Like
I
when you
don't
figure
remember
out
what
what
you're
that. I'll tell you off air.
Yeah. Commercial time. Not yet.
And not yet. But my problem is that the show kind of it jumps in what it's trying to say
What do you think it was trying to say overall?
That's what I'm having trouble with. I think it's trying to say a lot of things. One of them being that it's okay to be messed up.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
That we don't really know what it means to be messed up. That's another thing. I also didn't really get the romance side of Justin Theroux's character. That was a little strange. Maybe it was intentionally strange. But
I don't remember what the
it was a
doctor's
little
name
off.
was, but I loved her.
She was good in it though.
She had that hair. She was just smoking a cigarette. She don't
Mm-hmm.
care.
It was a little bit about friendship and the just connections
I would
that
say
we make.
I would say it's more. I would say that's like its main theme. It's
Yeah,
just
I would
like-
say so too. Actually, yeah.
Which is like a corny kind of general thing, but it's really just
It's
about.
cool, but it feels like
the
it
two of
gets
them.
there in a bunch of ways that don't always work. I feel like it just towards the end of it, it just really just takes a jump, man.
The Legolas part.
Yeah, the Legolas part with
Weird.
Emma Stone's character. It's just like the
I mean, she
show
was-
just jumps.
Do
And
not
I
take
almost
this.
feel like it should have had more episodes actually. But
Don't take this offensively because everyone knows I love Emma Stone, but she plays a good elf. Like was
Yeah.
born to play an
yeah,
elf.
man, she's really great, and hey, I love Emma Stone. She's like my favorite actress.
Me too.
But there is also a violence spike that happens. You know,
Yeah.
I oftentimes talk on the show when I talk about video games how I hate difficulty spikes when games just randomly decide to become impossible.
I hate
This
that
has
too.
like a violence spike, and it reminds me, and I've brought this movie up to you a bunch. It reminds me of Drive, which is a movie that I have a lot of problems with, but I do like it.
It's fine.
But I think that it gets overwhelmingly pretentious at points. This show does not get quite pretentious in that way. I think at times it's just
I feel like-
a little silly, a little bit, but there's a violence scene, especially in the Post Malone arc for Jonah Hill.
Ridiculous.
There's just
so
some parts
accurate.
and I was just like, I just rarely feel like, and let me pull up just what I was
Were
going
you
to say.
too disturbed by the
It
violence?
rarely do I feel like that level of violence elevates a movie or show. I love Logan, the movie Logan. Obviously, I've
know
talked
you
about this
do.
before. And I love it so much. I really think it's just a phenomenal film. But even I'll admit, I think one of the big weaknesses of that film is that towards the act, like the ending act, it just gets overwhelmingly violent. That just becomes distracting. I'm talking about the forest scene. I actually think that the barn scene was much more violent, but I actually kind of got it a little bit with what they were trying to capture there. So I let it slide a little. But then towards the end, there's a lot of screaming and people flying through there. And I was like, this is too much. You know what I mean? And I just rarely feel like just this incredible amount of violence can help elevate things. You know what I mean? Because oftentimes it just feels like you're trying to be gross. You know, Nicholas Winding Refn just feels like that's what he does. Shout
you
out
seen
Only
any of
God
his other
Forgives.
movies?
Yeah, Only God Forgives.
Oh my
which
god, that's
is-
the only one I
yeah.
haven't seen. No,
that
not the only
one.
one. There's like some trilogy from like the early 2000s about.
Yeah,
some-
apparently.
Didn't see that.
But that was my thing with the show. I think the show is really endearing at points, though. I
Yeah.
think that the chemistry between Stone and Hill is really cool.
No, yeah.
Because
they-
it's not just like it changes. It's like depending on what universe they're in. They're
Yeah,
either like
sometimes they're
they're either
married.
they're either married,
They don't know each other at all.
but they
like,
don't know
they're-
each other
they're frenemies.
technically.
They not at all.
They're frenemies. It's this weird kind of
But since relationship.
relationship. That's
I mean,
going on
Emma
there.
Stone's first movie was Superbad, so like they've been,
Yeah, super bad. That's true.
I mean, I don't know how close they've been because neither of them answer my emails, but they
Yeah.
seem friendly.
For sure, though, if people are looking for like, yeah, we want Emma Stone and Jonah Hill like from Superbad back, this is not that at all.
He's skinny now.
Yeah, he's very skinny now, and he's kind of all over the place in this show, in
Well, I mean,
sometimes
he's like,
good way.
He's like schizophrenic, I want to say.
Yeah, he's a paranoid schizophrenic in the show, and they don't. I feel like they actually lean away from that
Yeah.
a little bit once he starts getting into the
Like
facility and stuff.
yeah. So like if you're listening to this and you're like, wow, this rambling is interesting, I want to watch the show,
Mm-hmm.
and you watch the first episode, you're like, this episode is super boring. That's what I thought too. Don't worry. Episode 2, we get Emma Stone's backstory, and we are hooked.
I mean, if you couldn't tell based on how we've been trying to describe the show, they have to build it up a bit
Yeah.
for sure.
There's like a base level that you got to get through.
yeah, but it's
Oh my god, like a tutorial and a gaming reference.
exactly.
Look at
man.
me.
Exactly. There you go, man.
Full
I'll make a
circle.
I'll make a gamer and anime fan out of you yet.
Bet.
But it's an interesting show. It's one of those things that did you see Annihilation?
I still haven't seen Annihilation.
Annihilation.
I saw Annihilation.
Oh,
You saw
Trevor,
it,
you're
right?
so much better than me. I can't take it.
I saw Annihilation, and that film was so much fun, and it didn't confuse me at all.
Mm.
It really didn't, because it was just like I knew what I was getting myself into, because I knew it was going to be Lovecraftian.
Mhm.
It was going to be super confusing and super complex.
I like
One of these
Annihilation.
days.
And it's one of those movies that I recommend people watching, but not necessarily because I think you'll like it. I just think it's a movie you should watch because it's really interesting. And it's not like
I would like it though.
it's-
I love
you'd probably like it.
Natalie Portman.
Yeah, you love everybody, honestly.
Not everybody. I mean, Tessa Thompson's okay. She's in it. I don't really
Oh,
care for
okay.
Jennifer Jason Leigh. She's in it.
Okay, all right. I need to figure out who you don't like. You know,
I'll send you a list of
the
celebs
list,
I
a hit
detest.
list. There you go.
We can't say that on the air.
I'm
kidding. I'm kidding, bruh. But yeah, like that's my basic thoughts on the show. It's got some interesting set pieces, and it's really weird. Like I haven't had this much trouble talking about a TV show for sure, in a long time because it makes sense, but then it really.
It's wild.
It's fine. I liked it. I did not love it though. I might end up loving it in a week. I may end up hating it in a week. It's one of those things that you have to think about a lot.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it always hits
Maybe hit
on
up
the
the
messages that it's trying to
subreddit.
send. I feel like sometimes it's trying to be so deep that it just is silly at points. I think like
Okay.
the some of the action sequences toward the end, I'm just like, what are we like?
I mean,
this
you
is
know how I
weird.
feel about
What is this,
action
John Wick?
sequences.
You know what I mean? I'm like watching this like, what is this, John
I
Wick
can't
now?
even think of any.
What do you mean?
Like which one?
The CIA place at the end.
Oh, that was wild. I love that.
It was cool, but I was like-
so cool. All right, guys. So there's one take, and it's like this long Inception hallway.
It
Emma
was a good
Stone,
take.
she's walking
It
down.
was
She
a
has
good
this
take.
red trench coat on. She doesn't care. She's got a gun. She's gonna shoot everybody. Not a problem. It was so cool. I can't believe you didn't like that part.
It's not that I didn't like it. I was just like, this show is really just jumping all over the place. I don't think it always works. I feel like the message is getting kind of
I guess that's
lost
fair.
to a degree.
That maybe
But-
they're trying to say something about schizophrenia like that.
Maybe.
I mean,
maybe.
I don't know.
But like, I think one way I describe it though is it has some really high highs. I think when you find out about Emma Stone's character's past,
Oh, wild.
is really, really impactful, and
I
it's
was like,
actually
alright,
going
I'm
to
in.
leave you shook for a while.
was
I think
crazy.
when you kind of find out about Jonah Hill's past, it's a slow burn where you're like, wow, this is just like, because it's like intentionally almost dull.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it makes him dull,
It does kind of make
and it
him
makes
dull.
his life dull, and that's the point, is that he thinks he doesn't matter. And then I think that there's an ending scene that involves Jonah Hill that I thought was really impactful, and Emma Stone's character. The climaxes of both their characters,
Yeah.
where they end up at, I thought was interesting and really impactful. But then some of the lows would be just random spikes in violence, some of the messages being lost, some things that I felt were a little bit unnecessary to be in there. There's an early on scene when Justin Theroux's character is introduced that was borderline just cringy, and it just made me uncomfortable because they kept it on there too long. It was something to do with a VR Atlantis that he was into, and it was
yeah.
just like, oh, that's funny. Oh,
That
we're
was kinda
still
funny.
on this. But yeah, those are my thoughts on Maniac, man.
I enjoyed
those are my
it. I
thoughts.
recommend it.
So we're gonna go to a quick break,
Mhm.
and we'll be right back.
Yep.
Hey guys, we're back at WMSC Upper Montclair, and we're gonna talk about everything that we're looking forward to in 2018 that's left of the year.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, 2018 is coming to an end. That's
It's
crazy.
crazy, man. It's crazy. Isn't it crazy, Jack?
It's really crazy.
So
I really like that. That was fun.
I like
Like
that
catching
too.
him off guard.
I like that too.
I got to get my digs in as much as I can before you guys destroy me.
So obviously, since you said you're going to see a movie early,
What's his name?
Tunchi.
His name's Rob.
Rob,
I also go by Rob.
I'm going to go see a movie early.
Which one are you going to see early?
I'm going to go see Aquaman early.
Lit. You know Patrick Wilson's in that movie, who's a Montclair resident, therefore he may be listening. I interviewed him. He's great.
I
He is
can't
great.
wait to see it because I'm seeing it December 15th,
You lit.
Mhm.
and I'm gonna because I'm an Amazon Prime member.
Ooh.
Mm.
That's cool. I'm also an Amazon Prime member. Well, my family is, and I use their password.
I just can't wait to see that because there are some movies that I'm really excited for, but some of them just like okay, yeah.
It's like whatever. It's just something that you'll probably end up seeing.
Yeah.
But this one you're looking forward to. It's interesting because that movie's not getting bashed. The early impressions have been, it's cool. It's fun. And I honestly, I was talking to you about, you or someone about this, where I was like, are we sure this is going to be a disaster? Maybe they kind of might make something okay.
think this
Now
might be
that
good.
nobody's paying attention and everyone gave up.
James Wan is a pretty.
Yeah. It's almost like, in
Good
garbage
filmmaker.
time in sports, to shout out to Jack, when like people put up numbers at the end when the game doesn't really matter. It's like DC
go, wow,
lost
this
the
guy's
whole
all
Marvel
right.
versus DC battle, like by a lot. They're down by like 75 points right now. And now they're just going to have some fun, like, garbage time numbers at the end and be like kind of like Blake Bortles from 2015.
Maybe. I mean, the trailer looks
Only
cool.
Jack got what I was saying. Great. That's what I do. I suck.
It just hit me. It just hit me right now. It's
It's
just
not
like,
gonna hit
oh
me.
my gosh.
Yeah, it's whatever.
Right over my head, but that's fine.
So, Rob, what are some things that you're looking forward to that are left in the year of 2018?
The Golden Globe nominations, guys.
Okay, I had that.
When are those
So
coming up? I think
Those come
are
out
like
this Thursday. So here's the thing.
Oh,
That was
heck
on my
yes.
list. That was on my list. So here's the thing. Why I'm so excited.
I
for
love
this,
the Golden
because
Globes.
I love comedy. And the Golden Globes really are that. I can't wait to see what they do.
Who's hosting?
I
They
cannot
get
wait
Richie
for them
Gervais
to
again?
put Black Panther in comedy because that's going to happen.
They're not gonna put it in.
Yes, they
comedy.
are.
No,
They're going to
not.
put something that's not. They're going to put
How's
like.
it a comedy?
Yeah, they made one
They're-
joke.
they're
and it was
gonna-
the worst
they're
part of the
gonna-
movie.
They'll find a way.
They're gonna put Vice in comedy.
Yeah, there we go.
That they probably
That's something
will.
they're going to do. That's something they're
I
going to
showed
do.
my grandmother a trailer for that movie the other day, and she was like, "We out." I'm paraphrasing, but that's basically what she said.
We
so.
out.
I'm
I'm
taking Nana to see Vice, y'all.
I'm looking forward to it, but I also get mad at movies that come out at the end of the year and are clearly just
Oh,
positioned to get
Javier
Christian Bale an
hates
Oscar
movies that come out in
No,
December.
no,
Just
no.
makes me mad.
It's because
Enough.
of this. It's because like, I'm gonna say some controversial things.
Go for it. Bum.
I think
Green.
Green Book looks like an Oscar bait movie.
I have no interest.
It does,
in
but
seeing
I don't
Green
think
Book.
that it's Oscar bait for the 2018s. I think that was an
It was
Oscar bait 20
for
years
like
ago.
30 years ago.
Yeah.
30 years.
Although
ago.
I don't
We'll
want to
see.
hate too much. I heard that is a little bit inaccurate though. That I heard.
I have
There's been
no
some
real-
controversy.
That's toward the bottom of my list.
But
of
bottom
things that
line
are
is,
still
I
coming out.
kind of respect a movie like that coming out. Like
I don't.
it's cool. Like let's have like a kind of togetherness, unifying movie. I don't
We'll
mind
see.
it. I don't mind the take. I don't want everyone to bash it.
I
If
mean-
you can bash it if it turns out to be like completely falsified, but
How about Welcome to Marwin?
yes, thank you. I knew I was forgetting something on here.
I did
All
forget
right,
about
welcome to
that movie.
Marwan. Steve Carell, dramatic actor. Steve Carell is awesome. Shout out the way back.
I just
Best
finished
movie
my
ever made.
rewatch of The Office this weekend.
Really?
It was sad.
Oh,
Still.
I still haven't really. I've only watched season 1.
I
like
actually
the
am
worst
excited to see Welcome to Marwin.
It looked interesting.
It looks interesting. It's Robert Zemeckis, who people for
It
those
is.
who don't know, Back to the Future.
kinda hit or miss
It
as of
just
late.
it just looks okay in my opinion.
It reminds me of The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, which
Yes.
I also didn't see,
Yes.
but I saw the trailer.
I
for
didn't
that
like it.
too.
I didn't like
I saw The Secret Life of Walter.
Did you
Mitty.
like it, Trevor?
It was okay.
It was blah.
It was
It
okay.
was
Kristen
bad.
Wiig
I'm
is
just
in
gonna
that
say
with
it's
Ben
bad.
Stiller.
No,
It was
Wasn't
bad.
Steve Carell in that movie too?
He might have been.
no, it was Ben Stiller.
No, who was like the? There was
Oh,
someone
what?
else who was like the bad, who was like the mean person in the office.
I'm pretty sure Steve Carell.
It was
in that
believe
movie.
that.
Adam. It was
You're right, Adam from Parks and Rec.
It was like
Adam Scott. You right.
Yeah. No, yeah, Adam Scott.
You right, Trevor. You're
Yeah,
so
Adam
smart.
Scott, Sean Penn was in it, and Kristen Wiig. Conan O'Brien apparently was in it. I don't remember that.
Conan was
but-
in Secret Life of Walter Mitty.
Apparently, whatever. And Patton Oswalt.
Well,
Good
why
cast.
are you going right over Shirley
Good
MacLaine's
cast.
name?
Good cat. I did.
No.
All right, sorry. You see how the mic is like right here? I couldn't like quite like I had to go down.
Not that.
But whatever. Yeah, I thought the movie just wasn't very good. It's kind of a famous story, but didn't do well on screen. But Welcome to Marwin looks fun, and I'm
probably
kind of
skip
into it. I like how I like this whole hybrid animation
Do
like
you?
phase that we've had kind of a little bit.
What else have we had in that?
Ready Player One was one of them.
Oh, okay.
I kind of like. Yeah, you were trying to like
Did I
do
see
that thing.
The answer is no.
Yeah, don't worry.
I saw
We
it
talked
twice.
about this last week. 'cause
Trevor, I
have a lot
have
of
no
problems
doubt
with
in
it.
my mind that you saw the Ready Player One.
I saw it twice.
I saw it twice, and
I
the
saw
second
it
time,
twice.
second time redeemed itself a little bit, except for the
Eh.
most just heinous scene I've ever seen when it comes to saying "I love you." I've ever seen in a movie. It was just awful.
Yeah,
it was atrocious.
that scene was atrocious. I do agree.
I
with
was
you
just like,
that.
"What are we doing here?" Enough. But Welcome to Marwin. I'm actually looking forward to that one too. I'm surprised that you were. I'm surprised.
Oh,
That's
facts.
cool.
All my movie business.
Yeah, man.
I've been seeing the commercials.
See,
for it, I'm
I
like,
go
yeah.
to
No,
the
Javier's
movies so
gonna like
much,
that
Rob,
one.
that it's just crazy.
I literally haven't been to the movies since Halloween, and it's my biggest regret of November.
I saw Creed 2.
I need to beat
Mm-hmm.
you, Trevor. Let's Freaky Friday. You got any fortune cookies up in here?
You wanna know what I do? I just go in
Tell
the
me.
morning. I just go in the morning.
No, I sleep in the morning. Sorry.
No, just get up at like 11
Lucky.
o'clock in the morning and you'll
Yeah,
be good.
he's telling me about how he saw Creed 2, and I'm like, oh, it must have been pretty packed. And he's like, no, there was nobody else there. And I was like, what?
I
What?
saw.
He's like, yeah, I went at 11:30 in
Bro,
the morning.
that's
I was
the
like, that's a key
movement.
detail.
I'm telling you, that's the movement, bro. I went to see Avengers: Infinity War on the Friday at 11 o'clock
I
Hey,
was
sleep in.
for like
We're in
$14.
college.
This was like finals week when this came out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
no,
I was like, whatever. I don't care. I
saw
wanna see
I
Avengers.
saw Avengers: Infinity War on opening night.
It was great, man.
It was crazy.
But yeah, speaking of some Marvel stuff, you know I had to say it. My other thing that I'm
Yes.
looking
What?
forward to is the Avengers 4.
Spider-Verse? Oh.
No,
Oh
Spider-Verse
my
2.
gosh.
Don't. We talked
Avengers.
about this.
Avengers.
It's apparently like really,
Yeah.
really
Okay.
good.
It's the truth.
The Avengers 4 trailer, whenever it comes out, which the rumor now is Wednesday. which is interesting. For
I feel like they won't. If they don't even do a trailer, who's gonna care?
Here's the thing. I would like them if they just came out and said no trailer. I would like that.
I would also
but
like
since
that.
they're going to, just hurry up, like put it out there.
I want a trailer that's just a recap of Infinity War.
I would love that too.
Well,
I would
I-
love if we have this reported.
And then at the end it just says and Lupita Nyong'o, and I'd be like, all right,
Stop it.
100% for me.
Stop it.
I'm in.
Stop it right now.
Now here's how
Lupita.
I'm gonna say my personal
look her
thing
up.
with Avengers 4.
Go for it.
I don't want to know anything about the movie. I unsubscribed to the Marvel Studios subreddit.
So early.
I unsubscribed to the Marvel Reddit. I unsubscribed to.
Did they wrong you?
No, I deleted my Instagram app because I didn't want to see any more spoilers, and I muted 6 words on Twitter because
No,
I'm so
yeah.
paranoid. Because somebody's
I'm really
gonna,
good at avoiding stuff like that.
That's
No one's gonna leak any.
Watch,
spoilers
you're gonna
before the
log
movie
onto
comes out,
Twitter
dude.
tonight, and then you're gonna find out how it ends.
No, there's not.
No.
You have to go like into the dark web to find.
No, you'd
the
have
plot
to.
details.
You'd
You're
have,
fine. You're
You'd
fine,
have to
dude.
go deep.
Just when the movie's coming out like the week before, you can't go on the internet because my friend, when Force Awakens came out, he was reading a Sports Center tweet and found out a spoiler to the Force Awakens.
How's that even possible?
Like someone just replied, "Spoiler alert!
Oh.
Whoever's seen the Force Awakens, they were just
Yeah.
like Han Solo dies."
People do that.
Like that's it. And he was like, "Oh."
Wow.
Like yes, but
No,
because
no,
it's
I-
when you reach the level of Avengers or Star Wars, anywhere you go on the internet, people will just put spoilers. Harry
Yeah.
Potter was another one. I remember there was
Yeah,
this,
but I mean,
this
if you
website.
read the book, so you're fine.
I didn't read the books.
No,
you know, I avoided. I learned the end of Harry Potter when the movie came out. Like when I
Alright.
watched the movie, that's how I knew the end. I somehow avoided it for years.
That's
I don't know
cool.
how I did it. I guess I just didn't tell anybody that I liked it.
I didn't even
I
know
think that was the key.
how Harry Potter ends.
Have you even watched it?
No.
No, I recommend
Why
it. It's
not,
good.
Jack?
It's really good. You would
I
like
don't
it.
know.
Did you,
It
did
takes
you
a
never
turn.
have glasses as a 12-year-old boy?
Actually, I got glasses around 12 years old. Now I have
Perfect. You can relate.
contacts. I can't
I
see
also
at
have
all. If I
contacts.
took my contacts out right now, I would be blind as a bat.
I literally can't even read. Like,
Yeah.
I just,
Any of these
I
things.
just can't wait to. I just like for me Avengers. For me, I have a personal idea for what I want the end credit scene to be.
Oh, tell me it.
Because I want this to be like the end credit scene. This is my dream end credit scene. Listen, if you're listening to Marvel.
They are.
Basically, I want it to be like this one's for you, Stan. And
Oh,
then
Oh
it
yeah, I know.
cuts,
The
and then-
Stanley tribute's gonna be
and
tough.
then it cuts,
I'll be
and then
fine.
it just and then you just see, and then you just hear like, Mr. Fantastic, why are you buying this building? And it's like, I want something to build a better world tomorrow.
Who do you want to play, Mr. Fantastic?
John Krasinski.
Oh, I love John Krasinski. As
And-
I said, I
and
just
He's
finished
just
the
like
I want-
lighting
I
the
want-
world on fire.
I want,
For
I,
real.
I want John Krasinski, Emily Blunt.
I'm
as,
going to be seeing Emily Blunt in a Q&A
and-
on Wednesday. I'll
and-
pitch her your idea.
Emily Blunt as Invisible Woman.
Okay.
Sam Fisher or Sam something from the Hunger Games Catching Fire.
The guy who
Oh.
plays Finnick,
Finnick O'Dare.
Yeah, he's handsome.
No, I want somebody.
No, he's handsome.
I want somebody who's cocky and handsome at the same
All
time.
right.
And for the thing, I want the guy from The Strain, David something. Like
I
that.
watched that show.
But it's
But I know
just
what you're
like,
talking about.
but I want, and for like Doctor Doom, I want either Viggo Mortensen or somebody like Wes Bentley.
My thing has always been I don't care about casting. I think that's my new take.
No,
That's
and
my
then,
take.
and
Who
then-
cares
and
about
then-
casting?
and
It never
then-
matters.
And then,
Totally
and then
do.
my
Give me a
and then,
break.
and then my director, and then the choice for director would obviously be Brad Bird.
Yeah,
What about Tomorrowland?
No, I really want Brad Bird as director because
that was a shot.
Incre-
That was a shot. How dare you?
Incredibles
disrespect him.
is Fantastic
I
Four.
still haven't seen it. I'm busy.
Incredibles is Fantastic Four.
Yeah, no,
big.
that's fair. That's fair. But
Hey,
if he's
I
already
told
done
you.
it, then
Hey,
why go
I
back?
told you that theory, Trevor. Okay,
Yeah, it did sound familiar.
my dumb fun theories there. All right, don't be
Incredibles
claiming
2?
them as your own. Yeah, Incredibles 2 too. But
Shout out! I
Um,
saw that in theaters actually.
Oh my god.
what I
Jack.
meant by
Put me
casting,
to
I mean in
shame. It's the
terms of
one I
like
haven't seen.
these movies. I don't
Really?
think
I
casting
know.
matters.
What was I doing?
Huh? What'd you
I
say?
said
We're
I-
having our
I
own
said I-
conversation.
Yeah, I know. I
Yeah,
got a
I
little
saw
cross there.
I actually saw Incredibles 2 in theaters.
No, I
It's
did
really
not.
good.
I still haven't.
It's a banger.
Which
now.
is
I'm
crazy.
not a
I
big
saw
I'm
so
not
many.
the movie guy.
I saw so many movies this year so far.
Well, once I graduate in 2 weeks, I'm signing up for that AMC
Oh,
A-list
that's
thing.
such a
I saw
good
that.
deal.
I
No,
saw.
I-
What is it
I-
like
I-
15 a month, something like that?
20, but whatever.
If
I'll
you
do it.
I
actually
basically-
go to the movies, it's
Yeah.
such a good.
Like when I
time.
had
Yeah.
Movie Pass last year and it was $10 a month, it was my favorite thing of the year.
Do you get snacks?
I just
What?
Get
Rob,
food?
Of course I get food at the movies.
No, I
Am I
mean,
not
do you
gonna
get
eat-
food with the thing?
Oh no, you have to.
Oh, okay.
I just cheat the system.
Don't say it on air, but how?
I just go early in the morning and go for theaters that I know.
Matinee?
No, I'm
bro.
gonna sleep in and then still get to go. So it's gonna be good.
No, I get to.
Wait.
I basically like I go to early times
Uh huh.
and I go to like theaters that I know are like
Like concurrent. So like you'll go from like theater 7 that's showing Fantastic Beast, and then
No,
you'll
I
hop
won't-
into theater 6 to
No,
see
only
Can You Ever Forgive Me?
only one person I know does that, and
I've done that.
not gonna say his name.
I did that. Like that was my
I'm
childhood.
not-
Never
I'm-
name names.
I'm
I
not
have a
gonna say his
question.
name on the air, but
Is he in this room?
I have
No.
a question.
What
No.
up, Jack?
So you said like the movie pass
Uh-huh.
was $10 a month,
Uh-huh.
but like isn't one movie ticket like $14?
Yeah, exactly. That's
Yeah.
why it was like the best thing of the year.
So why
Not for
would you
them.
just buy like the movie pass?
Exactly.
Even if you
That-
were
I was
only
trying
gonna
to
go
tell.
see one movie.
That's what I did. So like every month, even if I just saw one movie, I was like, all right, I'm saving money.
That makes
I'm
no
doing
No,
sense.
that.
Like, how
I
did
just-
they?
And
I
that's
just-
why like it's not a thing anymore.
I
That's insane.
I just didn't like Movie Pass because
Why not?
because I knew it was
He
gonna
hates
eventually.
money.
I just didn't.
He hates.
It sounds like it.
I just didn't think it was. I think it was gonna eventually burn out.
I mean, it
Eventually,
did,
and
but why
and I
not?
was
Why
like-
not enjoy it while you
Yeah,
can?
really.
Like,
No, I just.
if they want
I-
to they want to give me a free ticket, I'll take it.
I'm just one of those people who's like, if you go to the movies so much like me,
Mm-hmm.
you know what times and where to go to.
Yeah, I guess. But then you're still spending money.
No, but I know best.
Well, how much is a matinee for you?
Like $5.
Which theater do you go to? We live pretty close.
It depends.
What's your go-to?
Richfield Park.
Yeah, me too. I kind of like Teaneck though. I'm gonna miss
No.
not going there.
No, I like going to Teaneck.
They have Boy Erased. I wanted to go see it, but too sad.
I just have Teaneck, Richfield
Mhm.
Park, AMC Riverside. If I really
I
want-
still haven't been to that theater, and it's like
that theater
2 minutes from my house.
that theater is so nice.
I
It's
bet.
so nice.
It's gotta be super. Oh, now that I get this thing where they give me free AMC tickets, I'll go.
No,
Mm.
it's like it's really nice. It's
I'm
just
sure it is.
it's not bad. The screen size is like relatively good.
All right, I'll
Like
take your
it's
word
like
for
it's
it.
like you know how Richfield Park is like medium.
Yeah, well, they have like different sized.
No, it's just like their biggest one. Like it's almost as big as their biggest one.
okay.
Like really nice.
I can take it. They're really redoing that mall. I'm into it.
Mhm.
But yeah, I like that little tangent you guys went into. That was interesting.
Yeah.
But
Getting-
just some other movies I'm looking forward to. Spider-Verse, of course, which we already talked about. Cause I like Spider-Man, and just like I said earlier in the show, like I was not expecting the conversation about this show to be, this movie to be, oh yeah, this might be one of the best movies of the year, and that's what the
Yeah.
reviews are for. I mean, even like Jack was even saying earlier, like he was like even I heard like, like I heard that it was apparently really good, and the movie comes out in 2 weeks. So I guess Sony was just that
No,
confident about
It
it.
comes out in
Spider-Man?
1 week.
No, it
Yeah.
comes out December
I've heard
14th.
good things.
No, it comes
That's
out
what
in
I
1
heard.
week.
How much you want to bet?
money.
Not bad.
So who's excited for Lars von Trier's
mean
controversial
money.
new movie, The House That Jack Built?
It's 1 week.
I guess nobody. Oh,
The
I
house
am
that
on
I
fire.
built.
No,
The
no,
house, yes, the house that you built, Jack.
No, don't,
really?
don't. Please.
I am so ready for it, Trevor. I
No.
know we already had this. We had this combo in the halls a couple
No,
weeks ago. I
no,
love me some Lars
I-
von Trier. He
I-
is
I-
messed up.
I just can't stomach
December
it.
14th.
I-
That's not.
I want to see
No,
it so
it's-
badly.
It's
I-
next week.
Me and my friend Julia, we're so set for it. We watched all
Next
of his
week
movies
is
together.
like 13 days.
Here I am
from
trying
now.
to talk about Lars von
11.
Trier, and we're just talking about calendar.
It's like a week and a half, whatever.
What did you just say?
What?
Next week is 13 days from now.
You're so broken.
What?
You're so broken.
And then he
I
was,
was
like,
hoping
and then he
nobody heard
realized
that.
he was like, "No, wait, I'm wrong. Next
wrong.
week is 11 days from now."
Javier.
Next week is 12 days from now.
I was hoping nobody noticed.
The whole
I had to do
world
a
heard
double
it.
take.
You broadcasted that.
Anyway.
I can't wait for the YouTube to.
Mm.
No,
Oh, I know. I can't wait for that.
I'm.
But
I'll be
also,
fine waiting.
Rob will probably maybe respect this. I'm looking forward to Roma. When
Hello,
I think that
Roma.
comes, that's coming on Netflix soon. Apparently, it's
The
like one of the
14th, I
front
wanna say?
runners for Best Picture.
Which
a
is
little bit.
interesting, just considering it's a black and white
Um,
foreign Netflix movie.
Hey, I like
Oh, what's your-
Alfonso Cuarón. So
I love Alfonso Cuarón. What's
me
your
see.
picture?
my picture, it's
Yeah,
just
your
this
Netflix
thingy.
avatar.
It's
Why
just
would you
this-
not put it as one of the Queer Eye guys?
I
Or
didn't
one
even
of
know
the
you could
big
do
mouth
that.
characters?
I didn't even know. You could do
Mine is
How
Daredevil.
me is that? That's
My-
what,
mine
I
is-
haven't even
mine-
watched it in a while either. By the way,
Mine-
it's still there for
mine
some
is
Yours
reason.
is
Daredevil.
Daredevil?
Yeah,
That does not surprise me.
yeah, it has to be Daredevil.
I figured you would. Actually, it does kind of surprise me. I thought you would have gone with, like, what's her face?
Jessica Jones.
Candace Cameron Burr from Fuller House.
No,
No?
I don't like Full House.
Me neither.
I hate Full House.
Trevor,
Well.
you looking forward to Bumblebee?
I love your
That was a
giggle,
great
Trevor.
response. All I'm gonna say is this: that first trailer was fire, and I will fight anyone about that.
I will.
First trailer was good. First trailer was fire. I was like, this is
First,
good.
first
Haley
trailer,
Steinfeld's the goat.
first trailer looked good.
Mhm.
The second trailer, I'm like,
I didn't see it.
I'm like,
Oh wait, yeah, I did. Yeah, I did.
I was watching
I'm
one
like,
of those.
I thought this was supposed to be Bumblebee. Was my reaction to the second trailer.
I was
like-
watching
It's got
one of
like every
those,
other character, and I'm like, what happened? I thought this was Bumblebee. It does look cleaner though, which is what's strange.
look-
That's
like,
what's important to me.
visually, it like looks better than the other ones.
It looks so much cleaner.
Looks more focused.
But my problem is just like I just don't know.
What's funny is it's probably going to be the best Transformers movie.
It's
not
probably
much.
going to be the
It's probably going to be
best.
the best Transformer movie.
So
just by
like a
default.
month or so ago, Haley Seinfeld was hosting some like stupid award show on MTV, and then she was performing at it. I don't know why I watched it, but then her background dancers turned into a car like they were Transformers. My mind was blown.
It's like that kid who turns into a car, that 80s cartoon.
Yeah, it's just like that.
So we have to go to a break, and we'll be right back after these messages. Hey guys, we are back at WMSC Upper Montclair, New Jersey, and we're talking more about movies and more about funness. So
Hey Trevor, what's your favorite Christmas song?
my favorite Christmas song is "Christmas in Hollis" by Run DMC.
All right.
Wow.
Jack, what's your favorite Christmas song?
Dude, it's a toss-up.
Between.
All of them.
All
Every
right.
one of them. I love Christmas. Christmas
Yeah?
is awesome.
All right.
All I want for Christmas is you is like, that's just a
Oh, I
staple.
thought you were just talking to me. I was like, oh my
It's
god,
like
Jack, we
it's like a
friends. No,
It's
I
like a
feel-
staple. I feel like
That
that's
is a
just
good
like
song.
Christmas time, you know?
Oh, Mariah Carey. She
I
gets
wa-
her like
yeah,
energy
that's
back.
all.
And,
Yeah.
and
After
my,
Thanksgiving.
my other favorite is Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer.
Oh, yeah.
Trevor,
that
I
one's
was not
cute.
expecting you to come with Run DMC.
Yeah, I'm.
Out
I
of nowhere.
love-
I mean, your
he told me
Daredevil as
before.
your avatar doesn't surprise me, but that does.
I love classic hip hop.
Yeah.
Like classic hip hop is so good.
the
Word.
is
bridge
good.
is
Like-
over.
Like I like Run DMC. I like
I wish Lil Wayne would do a Christmas album.
Public Enemy.
Mhm.
I like Public
really
Enemy
do.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Represent is Illmatic, man. It's all about Nas, Nasir Jones. That's
And
my
what about
dude.
you, Javi? What is
Favorite
your
Christmas song?
favorite Christmas song?
I don't know. I like Feliz Navidad. I like.
Feliz Navidad.
What they laughing at?
Feliz
Christmas?
Navidad.
And it just goes off.
Feliz
You know what I mean?
Navidad. Os
This-
velos
yeah,
aman,
there you go.
Feliz Navidad.
I want it. It's just so good. It just
I
goes
love
off.
I love
love it.
bilingual
It's like the
songs.
build-up. You know it's coming.
I know it's great.
you know.
I also like Christmas Lights by Coldplay.
Well,
Really?
Donovan Russo
Yeah.
wrote a
Actually,
We're
I like
Coldplay.
that
hearing
song.
some
Documentary
crazy,
reveal?
I
some
know.
crazy
I like
takes
that
here.
song.
Well,
I don't know.
Coldplay
I like that
and
song.
Run DMC.
Yeah,
I like
man.
Baby It's Cold Outside.
I
It
like-
doesn't
hey,
remind you that you're
you know,
never really that safe.
Did
even
you hear
around
the
holidays.
controversy?
And Let It Snow.
with that
Let
song.
It
Of
Snow's the other one.
course.
Shout out that
It's
song.
crazy.
I,
Crazy
I,
stuff.
I personally like
Mm.
as a classic one. I
What?
like Sleigh Ride
Oh.
from the what you call
the
it?
controversy with Baby It's Cold Outside.
I forget what's
Oh,
'Cause it's
Wait.
ba-
People are trying to like
the
ban
original
the
one,
song.
The original.
because
I know what
it's
you're
got
talking
hidden connotations about being like a
Yeah.
About-
date
Yeah,
assault.
because the guy's trying to like get the girl to
yeah,
stay,
like
like,
if you
doing
if you
so
like
much to try to
look
get the
at
girl
it like
to stay.
line by line, it's questionable. But I
Really?
still love it. I'll send
It's
it
like
to
when
you.
you-
Come
I'll
on.
send it to you during the commercial.
Is it
I-
like
I actually-
is it like when
I-
you read the Constitution or like the Star Spangled Banner?
Yeah.
That's
Basically.
the first verse.
It's
like, I
like,
really can't
but
stay.
you know what's?
But it's cold
And
outside.
she's like, oh, I can't even. But you know what's crazy? In Elf, when he's like creeping up on her when she's in the shower, that's what she's singing. So like that's
Yeah.
an
Oh,
an
that's
extra level
creepy.
on top of it.
That's funny. So
I
that's what you're
gotta
telling
say,
me. I'm gonna
no,
look into this because I
no,
saw it as a
no,
joke,
sir.
like a Twitter joke the other day,
At least.
and I was like,
no
oh, that's
one
funny.
say
I didn't know that this
I
was like
tried.
a through like an actual narrative that's
Yeah,
being.
I'll
you know,
talk. We'll
I
talk
wanna
about
see
it off
these
the air.
lyrics.
for sure.
It's wild.
I
Can-
really
can
can't
I,
stay.
Can I tell my
Baby, it's
Oh,
cold outside.
but also listen to Christmas Tree by
I've
Lady
gotta
Gaga.
go
That's the
away.
most like
Mm.
overtly like XXS Christmas song that I can
Mm.
recommend.
can I say something
No.
about
Yeah, you can. It's not my show.
so,
I'm just a guest.
so since we're talking about winter things, like I actually went on a sleigh ride,
Oh yeah, on like a sled or like a sleigh.
like a sleigh.
I don't know the difference. Which one did you go on?
I don't think sleigh rides are romantic.
Oh well,
I-
did
I-
you
I-
go
I
with a
would-
romantic partner, hoping for romance, and were
no,
you underwhelmed?
No. Here's the thing.
Mhm,
I
tell
went
me.
with my family.
Okay. Well, I mean,
And-
that's why it wasn't romantic, Trevor.
No, it was like 20 degrees or like 19 degrees outside.
Okay.
Like.
Did you see reindeer?
No, it's just freezing. It was so cold, and like
Who pulled your sleigh?
some redneck guy.
Oh, did he have a horse?
He had a horse, but he was just like he was saying like, oh, you could see the snowshoe hare in West Virginia.
Be like, sir, we're interested in the romantic sleigh ride. Please don't talk. I mean, I never went on a romantic sleigh ride, so I can't really talk to that. But I'll take your word for it for now, I guess.
But yeah, I don't know, Christmas songs, man. I mean, you know, my thing is like I hate people who played it before Thanksgiving. That's just
Facts.
We're
out of
in
my
the
life.
season,
Facts.
so
Now you can do it all you want. I don't
Do you
care.
think like what's your favorite like Christmas specials? Like Christmas like
oh, that's a
special?
good question. It's better than my question.
I have a few. Charlie Brown's Christmas.
Oh, the Proud Family Kwanzaa episode. Literally the best half-hour television you will ever
think-
see.
I'm
I
upset
think-
that I haven't seen that.
It's
I
so
think,
good.
I think for me it's the Year Without a Santa Claus.
Oh,
Yeah, that one's alright. That
It's
one's
a
alright.
Wonderful Life.
No,
That's
no,
another one.
because
You know, I've never seen that.
It's
Really?
a Wonderful Life.
Mhm.
What?
I don't
No,
know. My mom didn't love me. I don't know.
How? though?
Wow.
I'm just wondering, how did
You
you?
gotta can
'cause
you
play it
can
all
you
the time.
watch that this
It's an
Christmas
important
time?
movie.
I
This
guess
Christmas
so.
season.
I can do that for you,
Can I-
Jack.
Come
can I
back
say
next
something?
week
Stewart.
on the
Can
Digital
I
Dash.
say
All right,
something
we'll
as
do it.
well?
You may.
I've not seen It's a Wonderful Life.
All right, Trevor.
Wow.
Sleepover. We're watching it.
Both of you guys have to watch it this
All right,
week.
that's the homework for the week,
All right,
Trevor.
that's homework.
I don't
have
finals or
I'm
nothing, we're
assigning homework for Javier.
That's right. You
All
know,
right.
you know.
I'll
right.
do it.
That's right.
I'll
That's
watch
right.
it. I'll
Um,
procrastinate my homework.
Yeah, man, it's exciting. I think that there's some more Christmas things related. I mean, the Die Hard is kind of a
Yeah.
boring. It used to be funny.
Is it a Christmas movie?
Of course, it's a Christmas
yeah,
movie.
it's a
It's
Christmas
not even
movie.
a debate at
But
this point.
it used to be fun to like be a debate. Now it's just like
We
you think
know.
you're cool when you debate about that. Now it's not fun anymore. Like
Is
it is a
Home
Christmas
Alone
enough.
a Christmas movie?
Yeah, it's. I mean, look at the box cover.
Home
look at the box
Alone
art.
is
It's
a
like, isn't there
winter
Christmas tree on
solstice
it?
movie.
It's like people coming up with all these genres. It's like
A
literally a
holiday.
Die Hard. One of the things he's like, I have a machine gun now. Ho ho ho. It's like it's a Christmas movie. Enough. But it's also something I don't feel like debating anymore. It's like when people will be talking about The Last Jedi. I'm like, I'm done now. Like I just can't do it
I've
anymore.
been done. Lupita wasn't in it enough. That's all I need to say.
Stop with Lupita.
She's not in enough movies. And if that's the one thing that we can get the listeners of the Digital Dash to really, I don't know.
Who, Lupita?
Yeah, Lupita Nyong'o. I need everybody
I
to
only
like.
know that name because you say it every time you're on.
Honestly, this isn't even a joke. In my class I had before this, it's like this 2.5-hour class. I was sitting, and at one point I was just thinking about her monologue in 12 Years a Slave, and I was like, we don't deserve Lupita. She's just too good. And then I started paying attention in class.
What
again,
made
Do
so-
you
you
have like a
think of
Lupita
that?
shrine?
I honestly have
Yeah.
no idea. No, but I have a
He has
Meryl
one of
Streep
Meryl
poster
Streep.
in my
He
wall.
does. He actually does. In
I have
the
a Meryl
office.
Streep poster and then a Red Sox shrine. Them's is my vote.
Yeah, you can kick him off for saying the Red Sox shrine.
Wow, I like
But
them.
just. Yeah, thank you for kicking him off. That's right. He cut you off. That's
Oh
right.
my god. I can still hear. Well, whatever. I'll still
But-
talk, and if they can't hear me,
No,
they can't hear me.
I just turned back on.
No, that's
Trevor,
fine.
you
You're
a
fine.
little snoop.
I just gave you a second.
Kidding, Trevor. I heart you.
But yeah, just some other things. I know Spyro already came out, but I'm really excited for that.
I have no idea what that is.
Spyro Academy?
the Reignited trilogy.
Oh, is that
but
little
it came
purple
out,
thing?
Yeah, the little
Oh,
purple
George Jamgochian,
I
back.
remember him.
thing. Okay, what a time to
sorry.
come
Hello,
back.
George.
What's up, man? What's up, dog?
George.
Just coming behind
But
the
just
board.
go in gaming mode. I'm looking forward to Smash Bros. Comes out this Friday.
Me too.
Oh my gosh.
That's one of my
yes.
remaining. I hate you so much. And the Game Awards, which are on Thursday, which I
Who's
like.
hosting
and,
that?
Jeff Keighley.
Jeff Keighley.
Who's
One of
your
my
go-to
faves.
Smash character?
It depends on the game.
Kirby.
For the Melee, it's Dr. Mario and Link. Because I like being an evil maniac. Jack, you know the laugh I do.
Oh, it scares me.
So, and then in Brawl, I like to use when I'm just having fun. I like to use Day to Day, because look at that character's face. You know what I mean? He's a sociopath, clearly. That's what I love about King Day to Day. He just has that, and he's just holding a hammer, and I just love that so much. Like, he's so slow, and he just, and he's jumping in the air, and he throws his minions at people. Like, he clearly is just a sociopath.
Yeah,
That's what I like about him.
I think for me it's either Donkey Kong or Lucario, because Lucario is such an underrated Pokemon.
Is
me-
he underrated? I don't. I think he's popular. People like Lucario.
For me, it's Snake.
Snake is just so out of place. I love it.
I love
It just
I
doesn't
love
make
I
sense.
love when I just put the cardboard box on him. He's just like
But I like using Day to Day. I like using Sonic, and in the new one I like using Pac-Man. I still like using Link, for the most part. But I just love. I don't know. It's fun, but I don't like going crazy try hard in that game. It's just not fun anymore.
It's not. Fun.
And also Mario Party's better, but I'm still looking forward to it. And Pac-Man is the boy. Just like throwing fruit at people. You know what I mean? Just throwing a fire hydrant on top of them is awesome. I love Pac-Man. Just he's another one that's kind of a sociopath. He's just rocking around like this and
Pac-Man is
throwing
not a
fruit
sociopath.
at people and punching them and all that stuff. I'm like, this guy's
getting straight to the
crazy.
ghost. He probably
This
is
guy's a
crazy,
lunatic.
actually. I never thought of that.
But the Game Awards, just want to go into that really quickly. I really recommend everyone if you have the chance, if you're interested, check out that variety piece, because I really think that the Game Awards, unlike other award shows, they're really kind of connected and understanding of internet culture, and they get what people kind of want from it, and they're ever changing, and the viewership has gone up. This is just true. Like
What
it used to
network
be like
airs this?
This is online. This is online on Twitch,
makes sense.
Twitch streaming,
Twitch.
Twitter, and all that stuff. And it's gotten bigger and bigger with each year ever since 2015 is when it kind of got rebranded. Jeff Keighley's been trying to do this for a while, and I always feel bad. Yeah, you should look it up. You should look up. I'll send you a link to the thing. It'll really give you. It's not a long read either, so I'll send you a link. Just to give you a summary of it. But what I like is, viewership went up a lot last year. Went up to like 11 million from 2 million, and it was just usually it's not a very good show. It usually isn't, but no, it's not him. But this past year was just straight up good. I was like, this is just a fun, entertaining thing. Usually, I watch the Game Awards a lot of people because they have world premieres, and they show new game footage and stuff.
Oh, that's fun.
Which is one of the advantages I think it has, honestly, over other award shows, is that they will not only recap what happened this year, but they're also giving you a look into the future, which is one of the things I don't think that other award shows do as much.
I think
the Emmys, like, they kind of have, like, or the Grammys, I should say, they kind of have, like, best new artist. But aside from that, like,
Grammys don't matter.
Like, Oscars, they technically give you a look
Oscars
into
matter.
the future with some of the, like, Timothée Chalamet, like, that's going to be, you know what I mean? But it's not directly being,
No, I know
like,
what you're saying.
like, hey, here's a world premiere for a game. And the more viewership it gets, the more bigger games. Some of the rumors I've heard
I love rumors.
is Mortal Kombat. They might premiere that. I'm pretty confident that might happen. A new RPG from Obsidian Studios, which I talked about a few weeks ago, which is a big deal. And, just let them in there. And then new Splinter Cell. And also the Russo brothers are going to be presenters there. They get a lot of big people. The Russo brothers, yeah. The directors of Avengers.
Should sit up.
What? The directors of the Avengers, they're going to be presenting there. A lot of people are thinking, like, oh, they're showing the Avengers 4 trailer. No, they're not.
They might.
They're not doing that at the Game Awards. What they will do, I believe, is they're going to finally show the first footage of the Avengers product, which is being developed by Crystal Dynamics and in collaboration with Eidos Montreal and being published by Square Enix. Crystal Dynamics, they're the ones who do the Tomb Raider series, and Eidos Montreal, they're the people behind Deus Ex, if you guys have heard of that. That's my nerdy really thing. I know nobody knows what I mean, but
I know what you mean.
And it got teased for the first time,
over.
this Avengers game, like 2-3 years ago, and it was just this quick 30-second thing. So I think that they're trying to have like some crazy Marvel week where Captain Marvel trailer tonight, Avengers
Is Captain
rumored
Marvel
to be
trailer
Wednesday.
tonight?
Yeah, Monday Night Football.
Oh, cool.
Wednesday is rumored the Avengers 4 trailer, and then to kick it off and then end it the week on Friday to have this new Avengers game.
That's interesting.
Which is going to be a big deal. I think that Marvel Games is really pushing. You saw Spider-Man that came out this year.
Yeah.
That they're trying to really take over the video game realm and give their properties to really talented developers and just talented people instead of just milking and being like, hey, Activision, every year let's make a Spider-Man game.
Not just like Lucasfilm.
Yeah, not just like that, and they're trying to really give it to capable people. And these are big names, Square Enix, Eidos, like these are big people. I'm really curious to see what the game is. I think that's what they're going to show at the Game Awards. I think that it's not the Avengers. It just feels. Why wouldn't you show the game? It's been like 3 years since they announced it.
I can't wait for Wednesday because I'm just so excited for. Can I just say
I'm like somewhat more excited to see the game more than the Avengers 4 trailer in
no,
a way,
because,
just because I have no idea what to expect.
What makes
from
you
the
think
game.
that the Avengers 4 trailer is coming on Wednesday?
That's the rumor. They said it on Good Morning America is the theory.
Well, if Robin Roberts said it, then it has to be fact.
It's
right,
not
Trevor?
official though. It's not official though. But everyone who's in the industry
official.
has said that, like they're like Captain Marvel trailer on Monday, and also stay tuned for Wednesday. Something that Marvel fans will be excited for. So I assume that's it. If they just say the title, that'd be cool too. Can we
What
just
do
get
you
a
think-
title?
what do you think the title's gonna be?
I think it's gonna be
Annihilation is the rumor.
either Annihilation.
We already had a movie called that. It was already discussed in the past hour. I don't
It
remember
was.
that.
It was.
No, it's just Annihilation is a comic book story, and we don't want to get into full detail about that.
I think we
because-
should call it Lapita.
The Last Avenger was another one that's not happening. That's so stupid. Avengers: The Last Avenger. That's the dumbest title I've ever heard in my life.
I think.
Well, I
it's
mean, the
gonna-
first. That was chapter.
They said it's
Yeah.
gonna be very spoilery for the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, if
like-
you haven't seen Avengers: Infinity War, I mean, I saw Avengers: Infinity
Yeah, I
War.
know, right?
So if you haven't,
no,
like, that's on
it-
you.
And
it-
Rob
it-
was like,
it-
it was fine.
No,
it was okay.
it's just
whatever.
it's just for me. It's like they said like the title is gonna be very spoilery because it's gonna give something away.
Well, then it's not going to be Annihilation.
No, it's gonna be something that's gonna be
No,
like
it's probably going to be.
huge and shocking.
What was the thing called? The thing that they're in.
The end game.
No, like this. The thing.
The Soul
I'm sorry,
Stone.
Adam.
The
Yeah,
Soul-
it'll probably be called something like that. No,
no.
Soul Stone is not a good title. I don't know.
No. But we have to be. It is almost top of the hour here at WMSC Upper Montclair.
And yeah, guys. Rob, thank you for coming on.
You're welcome. I hope this isn't the last time.
Oh, it won't be the last time. It won't be.
No.
I love you, buddy.
And I love you, buddy.
And yeah, we were just finishing up
I love
talking
you, Jack,
about.
and I love you, Trevor, and I love you, Adam.
All right.
I love all you guys.
I love Lupita.
I
love
I
Lupita.
love you even more now, Jack.
That's I'm gonna make that my put that on my tombstone.
I love Lupita Nyong'o.
So yeah, we were just we finished talking about Maniac there, and just talking about the rest of 2018 and what we're looking forward to. Just a fun, conversation there. And now, for our newscast, Mr. Adam Grisani is here.
Last time. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Javier. You are listening to 90.3 WMSC of Montclair, New Jersey. I am Adam.
We are back here on the Digital Dash. Javier setting up the recording, which he forgot to do at the last break.
R.I.P. Everyone's gonna miss my
We missed the
dodgeball
whole
tale.
dodgeball story. It doesn't exist. now.
terrible.
It
It doesn't
never.
exist
It never
now.
happened.
I have to find an excuse to bring it up again. That's what I gotta do.
Yeah.
So
And
Javier,
yeah.
what was your favorite high school memory? No, I'm just kidding. So
up?
Trevor, I gave you like a Showmo, a CBB,
I'm so tired.
and a
I'm-
feature.
I'm so tired.
You got anything for me?
I'm so tired.
Revenge tour.
Revenge tour.
I'm so
Looks
tired.
like Michigan playing
I-
Ohio
I-
State
I-
in their revenge tour.
I know, right?
I'm just tired. That's it.
There ain't no excuse for me, bro. That's all I know. You've been banned.
Yay.
All right, Javier.
What's
if
up?
you could have one superpower, what would it be?
I think about this question way too much. I'm gonna tell you what my answer is. The ability to change my taste buds.
Interesting.
Here's why. Because when people talk about this question, I don't want a power that is too out there. I don't want a power that people can see. I don't want to fly. It's awesome. But how do you think the government and people are going to feel about, oh, yeah, you know that kid who lives in Morristown? He can just fly. We can just leave him alone, right? You really think that any government in the world is, yeah, sure, leave him alone. We're not going to investigate and try and figure out why he's able to fly or anything like that? No, I don't want that. The other option is something that's more secretive, something like teleportation. Although I feel like I'd mess up and someone would see me because I'm lazy and I would go I would teleport right there and you guys would be like, whoa! And that'd be it.
No, I just wouldn't say anything.
Or the most common one would be like the Professor X's power, which is the brain mind control / if you've ever seen the X-Men, he's just the most powerful telepath in the world. And I don't want that either because that's too much power for one person, in my opinion. I don't need that type of thing. I don't trust myself with that kind of power. You would basically be able to do whatever you want. I could just walk into the White House and be like, yeah, I'm president now. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, he's that powerful. And then especially in a world, I assume, in this scenario that doesn't necessarily have people to counter me. I just think it's too much power, too much. So my thing is, give me something that's low-key and it helps a lot. Change my taste buds. It makes every meal that I want. So say I could eat these things right now and I'd make it that they're as satisfying to me as eating a pizza. Or when I eat a salad, it's as satisfying as for me to eat a pizza, whatever. That way it'd make like every meal enjoyable. It's a simple thing and that's it. Keep living my life.
So I'm going to give you 3 questions.
Okay.
So what is the worst album you've ever listened to? What is the best album you've ever listened to? What is the most mediocre album you've listened to?
Worst album I've ever listened to is Speeding Bullet to Heaven by Kid Cudi. The title is very, very appropriate. It really is a speeding bullet to heaven, to your brain. That's what it is. The best album I've ever listened to, that's tough. That's really tough because I'm not a music guy. My favorite album is different than best, right?
Yeah, it can be
Yeah.
favorite.
Oh, it can be favorite?
Yeah.
Dookie by Green Day.
Okay.
And then mediocre, a lot of Drake's work. So something like Views, something like Scorpion, a lot of those albums are fine and they have some really great songs on them. But I think that when you look at them as a whole, it just feels a little redundant. It feels like it's kind of going through the motions too much.
Yeah. Okay.
He's good though. He's a good artist. I'm not trying to bash him too much. Something like that. There's some mediocre albums from some pop people. Probably some of the famous pop. Bruno Mars's album last year was I don't even want to say that one was mediocre, but some other things. Mediocre album. Yeah, I don't know. Mediocre is hard. Mediocre is a hard one.
Yeah.
But those are the first ones that come to mind.
So what's your least favorite subject and like in all like when you take a class, what's your least favorite subject to take?
Anything journalism related. I'm kidding. I would say got my mouth all full. I would say I dislike probably math stuff, man. I just can't do it.
Yeah.
I can't do it. It wasn't that bad when I did it. I took my math class over last semester, but I just can't do it. I don't like having one answer to things. I think that's what it is. I think people think in when it comes to school, sometimes they think in two ways, which is either they want what is the answer, which is math, which is kind of the beauty of math, where it's, if you like it, or it's just one answer, that's it. Find that answer, the end. Or other subjects where it's kind of multiple answers. You got to write essays, you got to write open-ended things. You know what I mean? There's more to it, writing papers, and I tend to be more of the latter. And yeah, so I would say math, computer science stuff. It's just not my thing.
What's
You could go, Trevor.
yeah? What's in like when you're like, would you rather be sitting? Would you rather be out on a beach somewhere, or would you rather be in a mountain resort?
Yeah, whatever the second option was, I was gonna say I hate the beach.
You hate the
I think
beach?
it's overrated. I think it's completely contrived, people's love for it. I think most people just like the water and stuff, maybe. I mean, yeah, getting a tan is cool and stuff, but do you really want to run around in the sand? You always hate yourself when you get back. You're way too tired considering the amount of activity you actually did. You could be sitting there, and you're exhausted when you get home. And also, I just don't like the sunlight. I'm like a vampire. People make fun of me. I really do. Just when I'm doing my homework, I sit in my room and turn off all the lights and have my laptop on. Which I'm not even kidding at. That's what I do. So yeah, definitely mountain resort. I hate the beach. It's all right. I went to the beach this summer. Shout out my friends if they're listening. If they don't hate me anymore because of something that happened. We went to Atlantic City over the summer, and the beach was okay. They kind of dragged me out there, and I was like, this is fine. And also, the elephant in the room. Let's just be honest. Guy like me and my mass, I guess we should say. Let's just be honest, guys. Why do you think I might not want to love to go to the beach? Let's just be real. Now, I always wear a shirt and stuff like that too. But it's just like, I don't know. I think people are being disingenuous sometimes. It's like, all right, it's cool if like Chris Pratt goes to the beach. You know what I mean? Not necessarily Gabriel Iglesias. I mean, you know what I mean? I'm saying like body structures. You know what I mean? Either one of those people would lose their mind if they were on the beach with them. But like, let's just be honest about this. And why don't you like it, man? Why don't you like doing it? It's like, because, maybe there are, girls around and you look, like me, and you're kind of a slob and eating terrible things, and you just look, you're a fat punk. You know what I mean? I'm one of them punk heads. You know what I'm saying? And it stinks sometimes. Now I'm over it. I don't really care anymore. But that would probably be one of it. And the sand, it's like, what are we doing? Let's go to the pool. Let's go inside. Let's play a video game. Like, enough. We're not even talking to each other.
What about what do you like about a mountain resort?
A mountain resort?
Yeah.
Nothing necessarily. I just said whatever was not the beach option. But mountain resort, I guess I just like a snowy type of thing. You know what I mean? I love that. I like the winter. I think that would just be cozy. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I feel like it won't distract you from talking to people. I feel like the beach, you just go out and just be there. I don't like things that just seem like you go to go to. I've always hated that. It just feels like you go to things. There are some activities that people do that just feel like you're just doing them to do them.
For me, when I go to snowshoe, it's just so relaxing. Mm-hmm. It's so like when I went to the beach over in Bermuda, it was like really relaxing, but at the same time, it was so crazy. But for me, like I like going to a mountain resort because it's so quiet. Mm-hmm. And it's
soothing.
And it's very like...
I love the idea of just being in this really awesome house and hanging out, maybe watch some movies, playing video games.
Like when I go to West Virginia, like
it can be. And also another thing is it depends on who you're with both of these things. Sometimes you can be with dope people.
And George is back.
Boring people, and George is back.
We are interrogating Javier.
They're just asking me any question they want.
Any question.
Javier.
What's up?
Okay, so Javier.
Turn you on.
I'm gonna have a field day with this. So, what's your favorite Call of Duty? Oh yeah, you already said Black Ops early in the show.
The first Black Ops 2.
Okay.
I think. The first 3 are really good. I don't know. I'm gonna say 2 because I remember 2 coming out and just having a buttload of content. So I'm gonna
nice.
say 2.
What about your favorite Halo?
Don't have one in particular because Halo's not my series. I'm more of a PlayStation guy.
Oh, okay.
But I liked Reach.
Nice.
I liked Reach.
Let's see. Favorite 2K or favorite FIFA or favorite Madden?
They all kind of blend together, but for me it'd be 2K11 because that's the one that, with Michael Jordan on the cover, that's the one that actually, from what I understand about the industry and how that series worked, that's when they actually started to make good 2K games where you couldn't just drive to take a layup every possession, and they actually made it more realistic and stuff, and that's when 2K really kind of took over and became the just straight up excellent game franchise it is. I give a lot of crap to Madden, but because they don't reinvent whatsoever for the most part.
Yeah.
But 2K really did just hit its full stride. With
what
2K11.
about favorite soundtrack from any 2K or Madden game?
Oh man, I can't remember. I think it was one MLB The Show game. I forgot which one it was though. I can't remember which one it was. Maybe 13? Or one of the FIFAs. I don't know. I forgot all the soundtracks. I got to look at them, though.
All right.
I feel like FIFA has good soundtracks.
FIFA does have some pretty good ones.
Yeah.
Like because I hear like whenever I look at comments for like songs I listen to, and it's like I heard this from FIFA, blah blah, and I'm like, yeah, that's cool. And it's like get this.
You got any fears, Javier?
Of course I have fears.
What's your
Spiders,
fear?
bro.
Spiders?
That's
really?
like your biggest
Ron
fear?
Weasley.
Yeah, exactly. My biggest fear?
Being alone.
That's mine.
No, I love.
But I'm with you guys, so I'm happy.
I like being alone. I look at it as I like to recharge, where I call myself like what is it, extrovert, introvert, or introverted extrovert?
Introvert.
Which is the correct? You know what I mean? Where it's like
yeah.
you can definitely be and talk with people a lot.
Oh,
and you
yeah.
love it, but you also really need that your alone time. I'm like that, where like if I'm out with a lot of people for a while, I just need to go home and just relax and chill and watch something on my computer for just like I'm a battery. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Healing. Something like that, I would say.
Yeah, I love Netflix and stuff. That's just like,
Dope, man.
Big Mouth, my favorite.
I got to get watching that.
Yeah.
Well, because what's funny about Big Math is, I don't like the vulgar animated shows. It's just, not that I think that they're bad. It's just something I don't get. Meaning
Yeah, I
Simpsons, Futurama, South Park, Rick and Morty. I'm like, it's fine. I'm like, I'm never like blown away. I'm like, it's just something I've never gotten quite yet. So I'll give Big Math a try just because everyone's been telling me to. But yeah. What's up, Jack? What
Not
do
too
you got?
much. Just stretching around.
Biggest
know?
fear I barely answered before. See, I don't back away. Biggest fear would be, messing up. I don't know. Trying to see.
Just messing up.
I'm trying to see. I'll think about that one. I'll think about it.
All right.
Mhm.
Do
So-
I have the best question so far with that one?
I don't know, man. Y'all got some good questions. George is coming rapid fire. Trevor, I gave you time to prepare.
I'm
You
tired.
too, Jack. To be fair.
How about, let's see,
I don't.
favorite or best game, sporting event you ever been to?
Best game sporting event I've ever been to. Ooh. Because I have not been to many, and the few actual games I've been to,
Says the
professional
guy-
wise, was the Chargers and the Jets from like my freshman year of high school, which did not end well, because the Jets are lucky. Let me see. I would say probably, what was it? It was the Yankee game against the Mets from a few years ago that like went into extra innings and they won. That's probably be one if I had to
Nice.
choose.
Biggest pet peeve.
Oh man, hold on. I was just talking about this with someone the other day. Wow, I'm annoyed right now. Pet peeve.
Forgetting
pet peeve.
things.
I know. Forgetting things, right? Pet peeve. What was it? It's a big one too. It's a big one. Oh my gosh, I'm losing my mind. I was just talking about this with someone the other day. What was it? I do hate finals Twitter. This is just one right now. Meaning people who complain about finals nonstop and think that it's creative or at all interesting to complain about on social media. To be like me doing finals right now. It's some gif of Justin Bieber getting shot in that one episode of CSI or whatever. And it's just like, all right, bro. Like, I think I have a problem with people complaining about working hard sometimes. Sometimes, and let me be specific. Where it's like, I don't like it when I see people saying, I'm studying until 3 o'clock. And it's a Sunday, and I just saw you partying for 2 days straight. It's like, all right, that's why. You know what I mean? Like, part of that is because you did, and that's fine. That's perfect. Do whatever you want. But I think there's just kind of a hypocrisy there, where it's like people doing a bunch of different things, and then they're upset that they're working hard. And it's like, yeah, man, like it does stink. But don't make that like your core Twitter content. You know what I mean? Don't make it this thing that happens all the time on Twitter. I'm just losing my mind. Sometimes it's funny. Like 5% of the time, there's some funny little things that can be in there. But that would be a pet peeve, is the finals little sphere of that echo chamber of Twitter, I would say, is one of them. I'm trying to think of another one. Probably, I got a good one. I was just talking about it this morning. Sports fans who bet on their gambling and they're upset that it's not going their way. Breaking news, you bet on sports. That's what happens. So, like, I don't have any empathy for you if you wagered money or anything on a sporting event and you're not that you're like, this is so, not like you're being like funny about it and being like really like, I don't know how to phrase it, like calm about it and being like, wow, my life sucks. Like, that's fine. But like when people are like yelling and getting upset and they're yelling at the TV and calling players they suck and all this stuff, get a job. And I'm like, dude, why? Like, no, you're betting on a singular game. That's what I'm talking about. These single game type of things, NBA especially, and NHL, and especially these long seasons of baseball. It's like, what are you doing? Like, it's random. If you bet on the Steelers last night and you're yelling at TV, I don't care. Guess what? It's sports. Weird, stupid nonsense happens all the time. Stop complaining. Don't
That's a
bet
good
on
point.
sports enough. You know what I mean? I complain about fantasy football a lot, but it's, I understand it's stupid, and I might make the playoffs somehow, as long as the Eagles don't go bananas tonight. And that's it. What's up?
I think my biggest pet peeve is mostly mostly based in movie theaters.
Mm-hmm.
Because my biggest pet peeve is when they bring 9-year-olds to like a rated R movie,
It's a good one.
Yeah.
or like something like, or like they bring like 4-year-olds to like a PG-13 movie, where I'm like, Jesus.
I think I forget what the first PG-13 movie I saw in theater. I think it was Bewitched with Will Ferrell.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was
Wow.
Ocean's 13.
Really?
Huh.
Wow.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I remember that because my dad said, do not repeat any of the curse words in this movie.
Oh my god.
And he's like, I will literally kick your butt.
Hey, I learned to not say a racial slur after I watched Rush Hour. I learned that you can't say that word. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that movie
yeah.
taught me that. I was like, Mom, what
Yeah.
is that? And he's like, don't say that. That's very important.
Right.
That's what I learned. Fun true story. That's how I
very
learned you can't say that. She's like, only black people can say stuff like that. And it's what was another one I was thinking? The movie Logan. I saw last year for the second time with my friend in the theater. There was like this little child. One of them was good. So he was clearly one of those that for some reason isn't affected by that type of violence. But it was the farm scene. And
Oh, yeah.
and I just remember the kid, like, say that this is the parent sitting, like, right here. I know this is bad for a radio audience, but, like, the kid just starts, he, like, goes over and, like, is, like, looking away from the screen, like, hugging his mom or whatever. Me and my friend are watching this, and I'm like, yeah, that's probably because the mom was like, oh, Wolverine. Yeah, cool. We've seen X-Men. Go superheroes. And it's like, I have no patience for that, especially in today's age.
No, it was
Because some rated R movies, they aren't too bad. There are
Right.
some. There are some
No,
that
no,
maybe
I-
have some curses and a little bit of violence. I can't think of one just yet. Like John Wick.
Borat.
Yeah, like it's not too bad, but this one is like this is a violent movie.
Yeah.
And guess what? There are websites that show you why something was rated R. Go look it up. It doesn't take that long. You know what I mean? It's the same thing for M-rated games. I get it. Some of them aren't always that bad, but there's too many resources for me to like feel bad that you accidentally went to this movie. It's R. Like, come on.
For
And
me,
then,
I have a really interesting story about seeing when I went to see Deadpool 2 the first time. There's this whole family brought the whole family brought little kids, like a baby, and I'm like, how can you see a movie called Deadpool 2 and it's rated R and you brought a whole family?
It's a superhero movie. That's how they take them in, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because superhero movies, they could attract all audiences, and
It was rated R.
I
It was
know.
a hard R.
I understand. It's just
it was
like
a hard R.
it's just, but it's a superhero movie. Like you're gonna have kids come and watch those kinds of movies. That's the thing.
I'm gonna whenever I have kids, I'm gonna say we're not watching Deadpool movies until you're old enough.
Yeah.
But it's like my thing is like it is it's an X-Men and people know Wolverine and Hugh Jackman, but my thing is like it's rated R. At least just look it up. Is it that bad? You know what I mean?
It was
And
like
it was pretty
IMDb.
bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
The violence in Deadpool, the first one, isn't too bad. It's kind of bad.
the second
Second one has a scene that's like a little bit over the top with the Juggernaut. That one's a little out of control.
And you broke.
I broke
Trevor.
Trevor.
What else is new?
We have to have a broke Trevor count. That's what we should do. you
Yeah,
know?
it's at least a once a week occurrence.
Or like a broke Trevor's sound effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at him. This is the Blair Witch Project. He's just looking in the corner. Right?
Yeah, I know, right? Fade to black.
Yeah, right.
Camera drops.
Everything. There's
That
black.
camera's gonna drop right there. Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys.
Well, while Trevor regains his composure,
Oh my gosh.
if you had 3 wishes and you couldn't wish for more wishes, what would you wish for?
Are there any limits to the wishes?
What do you mean by limits?
Like I could just straight up wish for. See, here's the problem. The first thing I would do is don't mess with me. That's what I would say to the genie. You can't do this nonsense where I say like, give me unlimited food and then you give me like all this food that kills me.
Like
You know what
tiny,
I mean?
like
No,
tiny
no.
kitchen food?
Yeah.
No,
I would
like-
make
like
the
the
rule
wish-
that it's
like
like,
the wish-
you cannot. Don't mess with me, all right, bud. I would keep saying that to the genie.
Is that your first wish?
Might be my first
I'm the
wish. Yeah.
genie.
All right. Ooh. You have awakened.
Can you do a Robin Williams voice?
You have awakened me from a
That's
slumber.
not my arsenal just yet, but I'll work on it. I'll get back to you on that one.
Awesome.
3 wishes.
That's Jerry Seinfeld.
I know.
It's 3 wishes. You got airline food
Oh,
and
yes, yes. Oh, 3 witches. 10,000 years gives you such a crick in the neck.
That was good.
Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah, that's good.
My second
I
wish.
could also do Bill Clinton if you want me to.
Oh, that was good, man. I like this. This is good. You know that one kid who did like, oh man, you know what I'm talking about too. If you see the video, he does that. He does Shaggy.
Like Zoink Scoob.
Yeah. He's like, let's get out of here. He does that really good. I'm trying to think of my other. Two.
Austin Jeffers, he does that voice very well. But no, carry on.
I would do wishes that have the least, like the lowest likelihood for the genie to mess with me. So I would do really small things. I would try to do small things and not get greedy. I'd be like, can I have like, I don't know, can you make it so I have Avengers 4 on my iTunes library right now or something? But even that they'll mess with you. That's because then he'll be like, oh, the FBI is now at your house and you're arrested. But that's the problem.
If they weren't messing
I don't want
with
that
you.
power, man. Forget it.
If
I'd
If
be
they
like,
weren't messing with you.
if they weren't messing with me,
Yeah.
oh, now we're talking. Cure world hunger, cure everything if it's possible. If it's possible.
Wow. So
That'd
you,
be depressing if he was like, "Oh, sorry, man, it's not possible." That would be really depressing.
You'd be like,
and your wish
"Oh,
is gone
darn."
too,
Um,
and you lose your wish. Wait, so you're taking it? You're not using your wishes for yourself. You're using them
What do I
to
need, man?
fix the world.
What do I need? You know what I mean? Come on, I'm good. I'm blessed. Blessed.
Hashtag
blessed. Hashtag blessed. I'm doing good. I'm fine. Maybe one thing. It'd be something funny like, can I have my own bat cave? You know what I mean? Like something dumb like that. Or what's the one thing I wanted? Oh, a trampoline. I want a trampoline again. I like trampolines.
I can give
man.
you a
Trampolines are
trampoline.
dope.
I have a trampoline.
I would get.
really?
I
My
would
dad
get.
wants to get rid of it.
Really?
I'm dead serious.
Wow, I could have it. We actually had to get rid of our trampoline because there was like a health reduction in our town. But I
Damn.
don't know.
My
But-
dad would
Look at
love
that.
it if you took
I don't
my
know.
trampoline.
Really? What's up? That's what's up.
I think for me, my 3 wishes would be number 1, like time control. Number 2,
Good
I was thinking
one.
about that too.
yeah.
Imagine
I
like
didn't
imagine you're writing a paper. It's like the night before it's due, and you're like, you know what? I just need some more time on this. Just
Yeah.
like pull out the click
Yeah.
remote,
Mm.
just pause
I didn't want to
time.
go into superpower territory since we already went into that. Mine would be to pause time, just to pause things,
That'd
and
be,
only
that'd be
things
great.
Like
just be
clock,
like,
like
I got a test in an hour. Let me
like
go
cl-
take a nap for 3
Exactly.
seconds, and I'll do it.
like
Exactly.
like clock stoppers.
Yeah, like
like-
clock stoppers.
You
Thank you.
remember that Nickelodeon movie?
Yes, I do. Unfortunately,
Minutemen?
No,
Oh.
clock stoppers.
No, I don't.
It was like this early 2000s
Not
movie. Not good, but it had
It's one of those things that you stumbled upon in like your after daycare or something like that.
It was like it had
Gotcha.
Holiday in My Head from Smash Mouth.
But yeah,
Great song.
I'd wish for. Well, I don't know if I'd wish for this, but I feel like a good wish. Always have the exact change in your pocket,
Yeah.
Oh yes.
because then you never run out of
Yeah.
money.
that's fun,
Whatever
man.
you want, you just go there, reach in your pocket. and there it
Exact
is.
change.
Or how about like if you guys ever read or seen Great Gatsby, like how he has that white card and he gets out of like
Oh,
getting
he's
pulled
sick.
over, like
I
or,
love The
or
Great
anything like
Gatsby.
that, you know?
I love that.
Those
movie.
cards that the like multi-quadrillions have.
Yeah.
Good
Oh, like the
quadrillionaires have.
black card.
Yeah, you just swipe and it's like, oh, okay.
It's like,
you
okay,
all
you
of
own the
us
world.
now.
Yeah.
You own this entire block.
Yeah,
Welcome
you
to
own
the
all of it,
Illuminati.
yeah,
You own
basically.
The
Monopoly.
like Bruce Wayne, like Tony Stark.
Here,
like,
here's
Great Gatsby
here's
stuff.
my Batman card.
Yeah, it's you just
The
win.
Batman card.
You just win.
Shout out to Batman and Robin.
Javier,
My George Jamgochian card.
what would you say your worst trait is?
My worst trait?
Yeah.
Let me see here. I think my worst trait would be, I don't want to say overwork because that sounds like I work more than I do. I would say probably not fear of, I don't know how to like accept the idea that I could possibly be decent at something. I don't take compliments at all. I hate compliments. It
Really?
bothers me. Yeah, it just bothers me a lot of times. I don't know. That would probably like being just kind of awkward around. You know what it is? I have trouble sometimes being serious. I have trouble sometimes understanding feelings. It sounds really dark. I sound like House, like Dr. House. But like I have trouble sometimes with just not feeling for people. Like I get it, but I don't know how to express it usually, and I'd rather just make a joke about something. That I would say would be my weakness. I don't know how to relate to some. I know how to be compassionate, but I won't give a hug. You know what I'm saying? Not, I'm not. This is like a
Yeah.
kind of broad example. Like I'm not good at that.
You're bad with emotions.
I'm bad with emotions sometimes. Yeah, that's what I would say.
Interesting.
That's what I would say. And also, I sometimes just don't take things seriously enough. Sometimes I take something seriously, but like I'll just be on Instagram playing Spider-Man or Mario Party on a Saturday night, and I accidentally send a message to someone that comes off a little bit weird or creepy, and then because I wasn't thinking, I was just like, whatever, that's funny, and then I think about it, I'm like, wait a minute, and I'm like, oh, now everyone hates me. But that's just an example, you know what I mean? I sometimes forget to just don't be too irreverent to everything, you know what I mean? That's what I would say.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Well, I feel like
Bam.
that's a good one to end on.
Is it a good one to end on? You sure you got everything out of your system, Trevor? Revenge tour.
I'm good.
Revenge tour.
The
The
revenge
But you know
tour
what?
was weak.
With
I'm
Brendan
tired.
Fraser.
With Brendan. Why? What happened to that guy?
Poor guy.
Man,
He was on top of the world. And,
he really was, man. Looney Tunes back in action.
yeah.
The Mummy, which is basically the Uncharted movie.
It is the Uncharted movie.
It's great, right? I love the
It
Mummy.
is
I
the
love
Uncharted.
the Mummy.
Wait, what's the game with Sam Fisher?
Oh, Splinter Cell.
Yeah, that's what it
Love
is.
that game.
Yeah.
All right.
Me and my
Game Awards, they might have and that's a new one.
Do you remember Splinter Cell Blacklist?
Yes, I
Me-
didn't finish it though.
Me and my one friend played through that entire game.
It's
We
really
each
good.
played
The
through it
multiplayer mode is
solo,
fun.
and then we played through it together multiplayer. Awesome
Conviction
game.
is actually one of my favorites of theirs.
And I played through Conviction.
Conviction's fun.
I don't know
It's like
why I
Brian
like those
Mills, the
games
game.
so much. but
It's just
fun.
fast paced.
Yeah.
They bounce perfectly fast paced, like just action, third person shooting, with also being able to be stealthy if you want
And it's
to.
a cool story.
It is a cool story. I just felt like Brian Mills from Taken in that whole game. I was like walking around just fast, just knocking people down. It was so, you feel so cool. I want to play that game right now. And then the co-op mode is awesome.
Yeah.
Where it's just you and one other person. That is awesome. One of the best multiplayer experiences I've ever had.
Yeah, that game was a lot of fun.
For sure, man, for sure. And you know what? Just what's the word? Filibuster for a couple more seconds while I get over there. Is that
All
okay
right.
with you,
Yeah,
bro?
yeah, I'll see what I can
Well,
do.
that's close to the end of our show here on 90.3 WMSC.
George
Jack
took
Bartek is our board op, as well as Javier Reyes and Trevor Dies, if that's how it
Joya.
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 Jump for Joya. A little bit
Jump
of a
for
pun
joy.
there.
Yeah.
It is
So-
actually it is actually joy in Italian.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
We good. We back here. We good. I know. It was
My
taken.
filibuster was taken here by Javier Reyes on 90.3 WMSC, Upper Montclair, New Jersey.
I really like this voice, this radio voice character that he goes into. It's almost a character. That's what I wrote down. But yeah, guys, ladies and gentlemen, that about does it for today's edition of the Digital Dash. Remember that you can always tune into the show every Monday from 4 to 7 p.m. here on 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair or the iHeartRadio app. And as always, to close things out, it's Journey with Separate Ways Worlds Apart. Jack, can you find that for me really quickly? I forgot to do that. In songs, you just go to artist. Nope, to the left. There you go. There you go. Then you go by artist, so go to the top. Right, like go up. It's right there. Is it Separate Ways? You see it? You see it anywhere around there? It should be around there. Separate Ways Worlds Apart. Separate Way. That's weird. And where? Oh, you're going by category. Hold on. Someone else talk for a second. Let me find this.
Welcome back to Javier Reyes' show on 90.3 WMSC. We're getting ready for the final song here, Separate Ways by Journey, as Jack Bartek does the honors.
Yeah, he's trying to find it.
He is trying and he will succeed, I promise.
He will try and he will succeed.
Just some more practice for Jack Bartek as he will be
okay.
accomplish getting his show
Separate Ways.
on Saturdays.
And then just scrolling in there. All right, I'll tell. You can press it in a second. Not just yet. And remember, everyone, never accept the world for what it appears to be. Dare to see it for what it could be. I'm Javier Reyes, and hope you have all have a terrific night. See you next time.